Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's last of a two-game weekend series as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Utah's looking for the two-game sweep over the Kansas City Mavericks as the Grizzlies picked up a 5-2 victory over Kansas City last night. The Grizzlies fell behind 2-0 as Kansas City scored two goals early in the second period, 2 minutes and 2 seconds apart. As scoring the first goal was Damian Giroux as he found the back of the net, 2:41 into the second period. Morrison and Lohai picked up the assists. And then Cade Borchard scored his league-leading 22nd of the year, 4:43 into the second period, with Konepke and Carew getting the assists. Grizzlies got on the board late in the second period as Cody Corbett scored on an almost impossible angle. It was his first goal in a Utah uniform as he found the back of the net, 16:45 into the second period. Kansas City led 2-1 after two frames. Grizzlies scored 4 unanswered third-period goals. Andrew Nelson scored on a one-timer from the right point. That was 1:56 into the third period, although I think the box score is actually wrong. I think it was about 2:05 into the third period. And then the Grizzlies got a power play halfway through the third period, and Derek Dashke scored from the slot. He picked up his 5th of the year with Masher Donato and Shea getting the assist. That turned out to be the game winner, 13:48 into the third period. 3.5 minutes later, Mick Messner added an insurance goal on a power play with Masher Donato and Shea, each getting their second power play assist of the third period. And then Cole Gallant scored on an empty net with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in regulation, with Dylan Fitz picking up the assist. Grizzlies won the special teams battle in last night's game as they went 2 for 3 on the power play, and they were also a perfect 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Last night, Jake Barczewski was outstanding in net as he saved 30 of 32, and he's really been outstanding over his last 4 outings. Barczewski has saved 116 out of 125 shots over his last 4 games. That's a .928 save percentage and a 2.27 goals against average. So Barczewski's been outstanding for the Grizzlies in net, and he'll need to be strong once again against a very high-powered Kansas City offense. The loss last night ended a Mavericks 8-game road winning streak. Kansas City is in first place in the Mountain Division with a record of 20-9-3-1. The Grizzlies' record is 10-18-3, but the Grizzlies are 5-2 over their last 7 games. Looks like a pretty good Saturday night crowd is filing in here for the last of this 2-game series, and it's the final game of the homestand. Next week, the Grizzlies will have 4 games in 5 days on the road. Next Wednesday, they will take on the Cincinnati Cyclones for the only meeting this season. And then the Grizzlies will have their first ever series against the Bloomington Bison next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. That'll be a lot of fun. Next homestand for the Grizzlies will be a 6-game set, 3 against Wichita in late January, and then the Idaho Steelheads will be in town for the first time this season on January 31st, February 1st, and February 3rd. It's going to be a ton of fun here tonight. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down and join us as we're going to have a fun one here tonight. When we come back, we'll talk about who's been the standout performers for the Grizzlies as of late, as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. Grizzlies and the Mavericks will get underway in about 15 minutes from now. I'm Tyson Whiting. Utah has been one of the better teams offensively as of late, as they have scored 37 goals over their last 8 games. They're averaging 4.5 goals here in the recent stretch. Utah's 5-2 over their last 7 games. And they've also gotten some good goaltending with Jake Barczewski, who's got a .928 save percentage over his last 4 games. Neil Shea had 2 assists last night. It's really been the goal scoring that he's provided for Utah. So he has 13 goals in 14 games for the Grizzlies this year. Shea has a point in 8 straight home games here at Maverik Center. Briley Wood had 1 assist last night. He currently leads the Grizzlies with 25 points this year. 11 goals, 14 assists. Wood's got a point in 11 of his last 13 games. Wood and Andrew Nelson each have a current 4-game point scoring streak. And how about Andrew Nelson? You scored that game-tying goal early in the third period last night. Andrew Nelson's averaging about a point a game for the Grizzlies. In fact, he's averaging exactly a point a game for Utah. 14 points, 2 goals, and 12 assists in 14 games. And that was a great addition by Ryan Kanaswich as he acquired Andrew Nelson in a trade right at the start of December, and he's been outstanding. He'll be paired up with Cody Corbett once again here tonight. Derek Dashke scored the game winner, 13:48 into the third period on a power play. Dashke is averaging 1 point per game this season as he has 24 points in 24 games, 5 goals and 19 assists. Dashke leads Utah in assists this season. He also leads the club in plus-minus with a +4 rating, and he also leads Utah with 8 power play points this season. Johnny Fairbrother's been a consistent performer for the Grizzlies all year. The captain is currently 4th among all-league defensemen with 8 goals this season. Fairbrother leads all-league defensemen with a 14.3 shooting percentage on the year. Grizzlies have had quite a few standout performers. We had mentioned Neil Shea with 2 power play assists in the third period last night. Keith Mastrodonato also assisted on both of Utah's power play goals last night, and Mastrodonato has certainly been a consistent performer for the Grizzlies. He has also appeared in 13 games with the AHL's Colorado Eagles. The Maestro has a point in 8 of his last 9 games. For Kansas City, they've had some standout performers. Obviously, Cade Borchard is probably the favorite for the league's MVP award. Borchard currently leads the league with 22 goals on the season, and he has a +28 rating on the year. He was an even in the plus-minus category last night. Cam Morrison for Kansas City is on a current 4-game point-scoring streak. Damian Giroux has a goal in 3 straight. Damian Giroux has a point in 3 straight games. Giroux scored a goal early in the second period last night. The Mavericks have been outstanding on the road. They are 15-4-1 away from the friendly confines at Cable Dahmer Arena. But last night it was the Grizzlies that came away with 5 unanswered goals as they defeated the Kansas City Mavericks 5-2. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams as we're in business on a Saturday night. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. The Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks will meet for the 5th time this season. Utah is 1-3 this year against Kansas City. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Kansas City Mavericks, who are led by 5th-year head coach Tad O'Had. Riley Wazlowski is the assistant coach. Wazlowski had a bit of a milestone in his own right, as last night he coached his 300th professional game. Wazlowski is a former longtime league defenseman with Rapid City. He actually has his jersey retired over at the Monument. It's actually his 250th game as a coach, and that will be tonight. So he'll get the 300 here late in the regular season, if not during the Kansas City Mavericks postseason run. The Mavericks have a record of 29-3-1. They're 15-4-1 on the road. The starting goaltender is Jack LaFontaine. He'll be wearing number 1. He is 6'3" and 209 pounds. In 10 games this year, LaFontaine has a record of 6-2-0-1. He has 2 shutouts with a 2.58 goals against average and an even .900 save percentage. Victor Osman, who got the loss in last night's game, he'll be the backup. Osman's got a record of 14-7-3 on the year. Kansas City will be rolling with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen tonight. The starting defensive pairing for Kansas City is their top defensive pairing on Tato Had's lineup card. That will feature Justin McPherson, who's a 6'1", 195-pound defenseman. He has 2 goals and 10 assists in 32 games. He'll be paired up with Marcus Crawford, who's got an A on his sweater. Crawford, in 32 games, has 3 goals and 14 assists, and he also leads all active Kansas City defensemen with a +10 rating. So the starting defensive pairing is McPherson and Crawford. We also see the defensive pairing of Jay Powell and Jimmy Mazza. Nate Konepke will be paired up with Jimmy Spencer, or make that Chase Spencer. For some reason, I keep wanting to call him Jimmy Spencer. Chase Spencer made his Kansas City debut in last night's game. Josh Thrower is also going to be in there. He might be acting as a forward for the Mavericks tonight, but he's a defenseman by trade. Josh Thrower is 6'2" and 205 pounds. And Thrower last night played in his 300th ECHL game. So that's the defensive unit for Kansas City tonight. The Mavericks starting forwards will include their captain, David Cotton, who'll be wearing number 13. Cotton has 2 goals and 8 assists in 17 games. Jackson Berezowski is making his 34th appearance this year. He's appeared in all 34 games for Kansas City this year, including tonight. He has 12 goals and 8 assists and a +2 rating this year. And Nolan Sullivan's also in the Kansas City starting lineup. He'll be wearing number 19. Sullivan has 1 goal and 3 assists this season against Utah. So that's the starting forward line. Cotton, along with Berezowski and Sullivan. The top forward line for Kansas City tonight includes Casey Carew, Max Androv, and Cade Borchard. The second forward line is going to be the threesome of Cam Morrison, Damian Giroux, and Luke Lohheit. Cotton is going to be paired up with Sullivan and Berezowski. Actually, it's going to be a trio and not a pair. That's going to be the starting forwards. We will also see Landon McCallum and Diamond Hands, Daniel Amesbury, in the Kansas City lineup. So that's Tato Had's crew for tonight's game. The Mavericks are averaging 3.5 goals per game this season, and they allow 2.8. Interesting to see the shot count in last night's game, as Kansas City normally does an outstanding job controlling the shot count. The Mavericks outshot the Grizzlies 32-27 in last night's game. On average, Kansas City is outshooting their opponents by 8.6 per contest. And now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who are led by fourth-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. The assistant coach is Christian Horn. Athletic trainer is Colin Lee. The equipment manager is Jackson Hibbert, and the assistant equipment manager is DJ McFarland. Grizzlies have a record of 10-18-3 on the year. They are 6-8-2 here at the friendly confines at Maverik Center. Jake Marcheski will get the start in net. And we had mentioned before how outstanding he has been over the last 4 games, where he has saved 116 out of 125. He has won 3 of his last 4 starts. He has a .928 save percentage and 2.27 goals against average. Vinny Duplessis is the backup tonight. Grizzlies will go with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight. There was one bit of roster movement today. Defenseman Connor Mayer was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. So Mayer now plays for Colorado. He had 1 assist in 4 games with Utah. And so Connor Mayer, who had 3 goals in 6 games with the Colorado Eagles earlier this season, he returns to the Eagles and the American Hockey League. So replacing Connor Mayer in the Grizzlies lineup will be Cade Jensen. Otherwise, it's a very similar lineup for Ryan Kanasowicz's crew. The starting defensive pairing is Brian Yoon and Derek Dashke. Yoon's been a difference maker for the Grizzlies. He's a guy that has an AHL contract with Colorado. In fact, in the 18 games that Eunice played this season, the Grizzlies are 10-6-2. And Derek Dashke obviously was the number one star last night as he scored the game winner on the power play, 13:48 into the third. So Una Dashke will get the start. We will see Gianni Fairbrother paired up with Kay Jensen. Jensen's back in the lineup after missing the last handful of games. You'll also see the veteran defensive pairing of Andrew Nilsson and Cody Corbett. Both of those guys scored a goal in last night's game. 12 forwards for Ryan Kanasowicz's crew. The first line will be the starters tonight, and that includes Neil Shea, Luke Manning, and Keaton Mastrodonato from left to right. Shea's got a point in 8 straight home games. Manning has 5 goals and 9 assists in 31 games, and Mastrodonato has a point in 8 of his last 9 games. The second forward line from left to right includes Reed Lebster, Cole Fonstad, and Briley Wood. Wood's been a consistent performer for the Grizzlies this season. He leads Utah with 25 points this season as the Grizzlies hit the ice in their cream-colored alternate jerseys with the capital green G in front. A couple horizontal stripes in the middle of the jersey. Green numbers in the back, black letters, and black trim. Black on the shoulders. It's a very sharp look. It's the second year the Grizzlies have worn that jersey as Grisby waves the flag at center ice. Third forward line on Ryan Kanasowicz's lineup card from left to right includes Cole Gallant, Mick Messner, and Dylan Fitz. Both Gallant and Messner had 1 goal and 1 assist in last night's game, and Dylan Fitz had 1 assist. The fourth forward line, and they've given the Grizzlies a ton of energy over the last few games. From left to right, it's Cameron Buell, Cade Nilsson, and Craig Armstrong. Scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include defenseman Dylan Savinkov, as well as forwards Blake Wells, Aaron Aragon, Adam Berg, Tyson Upper, and Braden Nicolettes. Frisbee's waving the flag at center ice. Kansas City's in an orange jersey for the second straight night. Let's see if we can pick up the public address announcer Mark Larson as he introduces the Grizzlies starters. That's the starters for the Grizzlies tonight. We got a pretty good Saturday night crowd filing in here. It looks like a pretty similar crowd to what we had last night, where we had just over 5,100. And it looks like we got a good night for hockey in store. Grizzlies are looking for a 2-game sweep against a very strong Kansas City Mavericks club. When we come back, we'll have face-off on the other side. You've been listening to the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, You're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the fifth time this season. Last night, the Grizzlies scored 5 unanswered goals as they came back and won 5-2. Kansas City scored 2 goals early in the second period, but the Grizzlies got goals from Cody Corbett, Andrew Nilsson, Derek Dashke, Mick Messner, and Cole Gallant. Jake Marcheski's in net for the Grizzlies. He is 3-1 over his last 4 games. The first-year pro out of Michigan's been solid over his last 4 outings. For Kansas City, it's going to be Jack LaFontaine. This will be his 11th appearance this year. He has spent some time in the AHL with Coachella Valley. LaFontaine's got a record of 6-2-0-1. Grizzlies will have the starting forward line of Mastrodonato, Manning, and Shea, with Manning taking the face-off. Derek Dashke and Brian Yoon are the defensive pairing. Taking the drop for Kansas City at center ice is Nolan Sullivan. He's out there with Jackson Berezowski and David Cotton. Cotton is the Kansas City captain. McPherson and Marcus Crawford are the strong defensive pairing for the Mavericks. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Mavericks will skate from our left to our right. 2 referees tonight, Austin Rook and Coltrane Wilson. The linesmen are Tyler Kesson and Craig Peterson. Mavericks win the draw, and we're underway as Crawford will zip it out towards the near wing boards towards Berezowski. Gets jabbed away by Dashke. Shea tried to get to Mastrodonato, and Cotton poked it away. Puck goes towards Junior Utah's bench. He'll slice to Shea, left side. Shea fanned on it. He gets it back, and he'll tap it off of Manning's skate. Manning over the line, dumps it into the near circle of the Mavericks zone. Crawford gets it across to McPherson. Long-range feed out towards Berezowski as he got a stick hacked away by Dashke. No icing, no call. Yoon will pitch it ahead towards Mastrodonato. A glance off of his stick. Crawford gets it. The Mavericks line. He'll fire it off the near wing boards towards Luke Manning, the first-year pro out of St. Thomas. He'll get it towards Kay Jensen, who's in his first game after missing the last few. If you joined us late, Connor Mayer was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles today. Jensen takes his place in the lineup. Otherwise, it's a pretty similar lineup tonight as the Grizzlies had in last night's 5-2 victory. Jensen gains the offensive line, and he'll dump it in. LaFontaine plays behind his net. Reed Lepser gets it towards Wood, who gets it jabbed away by the Mavericks' Nate Konepke. Casey Crew crosses center ice. He gets held up along his left by Lepster. Crew loses the puck about 20 feet in front of Barcheski. Over to the right side, backhand draw, feeds it up top, but it's taken away by Cole Fonstad. Fonstad, 2 years of AHL experience, gets around to Maverick. Left side will take a lefty shot. Saved by LaFontaine as it bounced off his right shoulder. Rebound towards the left wing. Crew will pitch it out to center ice for Borchard. Borchard out the center. He gets back checked by Jensen as Nate Konepke has the Kansas City line ahead to Androv off his stick. The captain, Gianni Fairbrother, crosses center ice. Now he steps over the offensive line, and he'll feed it across to Fonstad. Fonstad back to Fairbrother. Left side, take a lefty shot, and it goes wide as he was looking for Gallant to redirect it. Right point shot goes wide. That was taken by Dylan Fitz. Corbett gets it back at the Utah line as Utah's taking one shot here. A minute 50 in. 2 Grizzlies collide as Corbett and Gallant. Boy, Corbett got blasted by his own guy, and he will skate off slowly. As Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, will have to look at him. Cole Gallant with the biggest hit of the game so far, and it was on Cody Corbett. Problem, he plays for the Grizzlies. Puck skies out of play into the tunnel that Colin Lee and Cody Corbett walked into, as Corbett's going to be looked at in the locker room as we get our first whistle with 17:51 left in the first period. Corbett's walking it off. Boy, he got belted by Cole Gallant as they were just kind of skating by, and Gallant with the biggest hit maybe he's made all year. Who's going to be your pick to click tonight? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go with Reed Lepster. Good old number 17. He's got 7 goals and 5 assists this season. Everybody make your pick to click. He's the player of the game. For a Kansas City Maverick fan, you probably got to go with Cade Borchard, right? He's got 12 points in 4 games against the Grizzlies this year. We get some pushing at center ice. This game might get physical. It certainly was the end of last night's game. Fitz gets it to the left side. He'll drop it for Messner. He gets it poked away by Kansas City. Andreev crosses center ice. He steps over the offensive line. He'll fake it to his right, and he'll drop it for thrower. Back towards Andreev. He gets cut off by Fitz. The puck goes out to center ice. McPherson back at the Kansas City line. He'll cross-ice pass towards Andreev to the right. Andreev skates towards the corner, now back towards the point. He'll get it to Crawford, who cycles it towards thrower. Puck in front of the net. Armstrong will clear it off the far wing boards, and he'll chase after it. Armstrong tattoos it off the wall. Buell dumps it in as Dashke comes off the ice. And we'll see if Cody Corbett ends up returning. And it looks like he might be back on the bench as Kansas City gets spun around. Berezowski over to the far side. So we get a whistle as the Mavericks are offside. 16:57 left here in the first. Looks like Corbett's getting back on the ice. He's paired up with Andrew Nilsson tonight. Both guys have a ton of experience. Both guys have over 400 games of pro experience across a few leagues. Andrew Nelson's appeared in 258 AHL games, scoring 85 points. And Cody Corbett has 95 games of AHL experience, plus over 200 in this league. And some experience overseas as well. Grizzlies won the draw. Nilsson over to Corbett. Both guys are in their 9th season as a pro. Corbett back towards Nilsson, who gets to neutralize. He'll get it towards Manning off his stick deep in the Kansas City zone. Run down by Nate Konepke. As he'll toss off the near boards. Outlet pass goes to David Cotton. Across is picked off by Manning as Cotton was looking for Nolan Sullivan. Far side, Andrew Nilsson zips it out towards Manning. Pass connects, but it glanced off of Manning's stick. He'll run it down in the left corner. Manning blows a tire. Konepke in the area. We get a whistle. Tripping's going to be the call. Who's it on? Looks like it might be on Nate Konepke as he's skating towards the penalty box. Grizzlies will get their first power play of the game. 16:29 left in the first. Nate Konepke gets 2 minutes for tripping as Luke Manning with his hustle towards the end boards. Manning drew the Grizzlies' first power play of the night. Konepke was over in the area. And I got to say, for a Kansas City fan, you probably got to voice a little bit of displeasure there. I'm not sure Konepke really did much. But the Grizzlies will take it. First penalty comes 4:31 into the game. Messner will take the tries out there with Manning and Shea up top. And it's Keaton Mastrodonato and Dylan and Derek Dashke. That's a 5 for Utah. Grizzlies win the draw. We're scoreless 3.5 minutes in. Mastrodonato over to Manning. He'll get it off the left corner. Loose puck. Shea will brush it towards the end wall. Kansas City gets it. Marcus Crawford clears it out. Barczewski behind his net. We'll lay it for Derek Dashke as we're about 4 minutes in. Still no score. Grizzlies have one shot. Kansas City's yet to officially take one on Barczewski. Dashke throws to center ice. Nobody home but a Maverick. As McPherson will throw it back into his own zone for Andreev, who feeds it to Crawford near side. Crawford dangles. Now fired off the near boards for Borchard, who has a tap off his stick. Shea and Borchard collide along the near boards of the Utah line. Drops it off for Andreev. He'll fire a shot that goes high as it bounced off the glass behind Barczewski's net. Kansas City will reshuffle the deck and get 4 fresh skaters on the ice. As Mastrodonato over to Manning. Left side, he'll cross into the offensive zone. Messing over to Shea, right side. Shea dancing around in the corner. He'll feed it up top to Dashke. Back to Shea. He's in the right circle. Shea will get it back to Dashke, who skates towards his left. Now back to Shea. Across to Mastrodonato. One-timer goes wide. He was looking for Messner to redirect it. Shea gets pushed in the back. Kansas City takes the puck. And Nolan Sullivan will saucer it all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Grizzlies will make a line change. 45 seconds are left in Utah's man advantage. Still no score. We're about 5 minutes in. Yoon to Gallant, who crosses center ice left wing. He steps over the offensive line. Gallant tried to pedal towards the near corner. Kansas City took it away. And clearing it all the way towards Barczewski was Cam Morrison. But Yoon took it away from Morrison. Fonstad races across center ice. He's got great speed. He'll step over the offensive line. He gets it to Gallant. Gallant to the left corner. Banks it off the boards for Fitz, who feeds it up top to Yoon. Taking it away is Damian Giroux. Steps over the offensive line. Skates towards his left. Now Drew's in the left circle. Now a back pedal into the neutral ice area voluntarily. Jimmy Mazza will get it across. The Mavericks spread the ice. 5 seconds are left in Utah's power play. Grizzlies towards the middle. Wood gets it jabbed away, gets it back, looking for a centering pass, and it bounced off a gallant stick onto LaFontaine's shoulder. He'll kick it over to the left corner. Fonstad left side, dances around. He'll skeet towards the corner, and he'll drop it for Gallant. Gallant back towards the near goal line for Wood. As we're back to even strength, Wood gets pushed along the near glass. Corbett left side, he'll take a lefty shot. Glove saved by LaFontaine. He snatched it about waist high, and we get a whistle with 14-13 left in the first. A little bit of nouns and adjectives being exchanged by Dylan Fitz and the Maverick. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. Looks like they're not going to give Corbett an official shot on goal. It looks like the off-ice officials had said that the shot would have gone wide had LaFontaine not gloved it. Grizzlies will have the forward line of Cameron Buell, Cade Nilsson, and Craig Armstrong. That's been a good energy line for the Grizzlies over the last 3 or 4 games. That 3-man unit were outstanding in the 2 games in Boise. Draw one by Utah. Buell gets up top to Nilsson, but the puck exits to neutral ice. Corbett in control of the puck. He'll dump it in. Armstrong will race back to neutral ice. Delayed offside is away for the Grizzlies. Nate Konepke danced around on the far side. Across towards Chase. Don't call me Jimmy Spencer. Ahead to McCallum across the center ice. And he'll zip it over the head of Nilsson. Armstrong delivered a hit on McCallum as he was dumping it in. Cade Nilsson will fire it off the far wing wall. Nate Konepke in a foot race. Armstrong trying to close the gap. Konepke moves pretty well for a guy that is 6'3", 207. Kansas City ahead. They ice the puck as their pass went incomplete. 13 minutes and 40 seconds are left here in the first. Still early on. Fans still filing in here, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Saturday with us. Last night, Kansas City took a 2-0 lead early in the second period before the Grizzlies scored 1 late in the second and 4 more in the third period. All of them unanswered as Utah cruised to a 5-2 victory. Luke Manning will take the draw for the Grizz. He's got 5 goals and 9 assists this season. Kansas City wins the draw. They skate from left to right here in the first period. David Cotton will brush it out to center ice. And skating the other way is Berezowski, who couldn't reach it. Puck back to neutral ice. Chase Spencer gets it. It's his second game with the Mavericks. Masher Donato over to Shea as it glanced off of Spencer's stick. Masher Donato lays it for Shea, right side. He fires out front. Manning shot saved by LaFontaine. Boy, what a great pass out in front to Manning. LaFontaine made a key save. Mavericks ice the puck, but Carew gets past Fairbrother to negate the icing. Fairbrother rams into Carew. Big time hit on the right side. Puck to the left wing. Borchard skates in. Righty shot. Saved by Barcheski, and the puck flies out of play off the protective netting. Fun action here at Maverik Center. We're about 7 minutes in. 13:04 left in the first. Still no score. Grizzlies have 2 shots. Kansas City's taken 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Minutes, 4 seconds are left in the first period. Not much going on so far. A lot of good end-to-end action. Grizzlies with 2 shots. Kansas City's taken 1. Boy, about a minute ago, Neil Shea with a great centering pass out in front to Manning. LaFontaine closed the door pretty quickly, though. That top forward line for the Grizzlies came up with a good scoring chance, and they're on the ice now. Shea, Masher, Donato, and Manning. Dashke's out there with Brian Yoon. Good crowd here. Pretty similar size crowd to what we had last night, where the Grizzlies had about 5,100. Utah wins the draw. Yoon along the far boards, but Androv gets it. He'll throw it back to the corner. Yoon battles with Borchert. Yoon will lunge the puck out towards Masher Donato, and he gets flipped by Casey Carew as the hitting's really been active here over the first 7.5 minutes. As Crawford gets to center ice, he swings and misses. Neil Shea on the back check hooked him. And so it's going to be a penalty on the Grizzlies. Neil Shea gets 2 minutes for hooking as Marcus Crawford was at center ice trying to dump it in. And Shea took the arms away from Crawford. So Kansas City gets their first power play of the night. Grizzlies were outstanding on the special teams yesterday, where they were 2 for 3 on the power play and 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Mavericks will have Cam Morrison, Cade Borchard, Max Androv, and Casey Crew. That's the 4 forwards along with Marcus Crawford. For the Grizzlies on their penalty kill, Cole Gallant will take the drives out there with Mick Messner, Brian Yoon, and Derek Dashke. Mavericks win the draw. We're still scoreless, 7.5 minutes in. Crew throws to the far goal line for Borchard, back to Crew. He'll feed it up top to Crawford. Crawford directs it towards Crew, who fakes a one-timer. They'll throw it to Borchard, left side, goal line. He'll take a shot, saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes back to Kansas City. Crew to Crawford, back to Crew. One-timer. That misses high and wide. And the puck glides along the near boards all the way towards the Kansas City line. Grizzlies will get a fresh set of skaters on the ice. Masha Donato's out there with Cade Nilsson as the Mavericks over the offensive line right side. Androv will backhand it across. Borchard, he's over at the far goal line. He'll feed it up top to Crawford, but he was skating towards the far point. The puck goes all the way back towards LaFontaine. It's in the restricted area. He can't play it. Racing to close the gap as Nilsson gets there about the same time as McPherson. McPherson gets the puck. Cade Nilsson on the back check. McPherson moves to his right for Crew at center ice. Crew whips it across horizontally to Androv, who gets it off the boards. Androv will skate back to his line. He'll feed it to Berezowski as the Mavericks will make a line change of their own. There's about 50 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. We're still scoreless, 8.5 minutes in. Both teams have taken 2 shots. Berezowski gets around Fonstad, steps over the line with ease. Cotton throws to the middle for McCallum. Will take a righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound is cleared out by Andrew Nilsson. Grizzlies will reshuffle the deck once again. About 30 seconds left in Kansas City's first power play of the game. Ahead, Mavericks step over the offensive line. Drew will veer out to the left. He's standing at the far point. Mavericks skate from left to right here in the period. McCallum throws it towards Mil. Berezowski. One-time tap goes a little bit wide. Boy, if he had the accuracy, it would have been 1-0 Mavericks. Grizzlies will flip it out to center ice. It's gloved and dropped by Drew. No relation to Claude Drew, the current NHLer. Webster across towards Yoon, and he will helicopter it all the way towards LaFontaine. Grizzlies switch things up again as Neil Shea standing outside. He's standing in the penalty box, and he comes out. Successful penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Low height over the line, veers off to the left circle. Tries to locate the puck once again. He gets pushed into the boards by Fairbrother as Utah will tap it towards Shea. He crosses center ice. He races into the attack zone. Now he stops at the left point. Shea throws it towards the right side. Masha Donato. Shot hits the side of the net. Boy, great attempt there. Good idea. Manning, right side shot. Blocker saved by LaFontaine. Mavericks clear it out to center. Fairbrother will backpedal into his own zone. Rink wide feed connects to Masha Donato. He skates towards the left circle. He'll take a shot and hits the near post. Manning over to the right side. He's over in the corner. He gets spun around by Sullivan. Taking the puck is Daniel Amesbury. Diamond hands. Throws to his right for Lowhite, who gains center ice. Lowhite trying to split a triple team. He'll stop along the far boards. He steps over the offensive line. Lowhite over in the point. He's being shadowed by Corbett. Lowhite now to the right side. Will throw it behind his back. McPherson high slot. Shot is blocked. Mavericks to the left wing. Get it towards Andreov. Max Andreov in his second year with Kansas City. Will skate towards the right point. He'll drop it for Konepke. It feeds to Crew. Back to Konepke. He's in the left point. He'll slide it across to Chase Spencer. Spencer has a glance off his stick. Andreov takes the puck and he'll dump it in deeper. Puck goes around the boards towards the left corner as Crew gets it poked away by Corbett. Androv will spin it to the right side for Chase Spencer. Skates towards the corner. He's got good speed. Spencer with the puck. Rink wide feed. Goes off the boards. Now left point. Konepke will fire it off the end wall. Andreov feeds it out in front looking for Crew, who couldn't tap it in. Fitz over to the far side. Will race out to neutralize. Fitz crosses center, and he will skip it in onto LaFontaine. Fitz chases after it, but the play continues. Fitz with a big-time hit over along the end boards for Spencer. Beal skates in, right side shot, saved by LaFontaine. Everybody's sprawling away. Puck to the left wing. Grizzlies in the offensive zone. Dash over to the right side. Nielsen fakes a one-timer, gets to Yoon. He looks to center it out in front to Beal. Goes off his stick wide. Cade Nelson gets pushed in the back by Chase Spencer. Mavericks get the puck. They'll tap it off the near glass. It goes past Brian Yoon deep into the Grizzlies zone. And icing's going to be on Kansas City with 8:39 left in the first. Boy, Grizzlies have really been the aggressor offensively. Utah has outshot Kansas City 6-3 And the Grizzlies have most of the good scoring chances here in the first 11 and a half minutes of the game. Grizzlies have the forward line of Webster, Fonstad, and Wood on the ice. Fonstad has 10 assists in 14 games with Utah this season. Derek Dashke and Brian Yoon have played big minutes here early on. Draw goes to Kansas City. Chase Spencer throws to Konepke behind his net. Mavericks still in their own zone, skating from left to right. Crew, the horizontal pass off the boards for Spencer. Moves it out to center ice. Sullivan dumps it in. Yoon runs it down behind Utah's net. Brian Yoon wearing number 4. He's got 3 multiple-point games in his last 7 contests. He'll get to Fonstad left wing. Fonstad crosses center ice, gets around Cotton. Fonstad throws it towards the middle of the ice. Webster gets it. He'll skate towards the right wing. Fonstad feeds it up top. Yoon, right point. He'll take a righty shot that's blocked. Yoon got spun around by Sullivan, so he couldn't retreat after the loose puck. Berezowski over the line. Offside as Cotton got there before Berezowski could with the puck. 8:04 is left in the first period. Draw's going to come back to neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. Grizzlies have a record of 10-18-3 on the year. They played outstanding hockey as of late. They're 5-2 over their last 7 games. And offensively, the Grizzlies have been outstanding. They have 37 goals over their last 8 games. Luke Manning will take the draw against Damian Giroux. Giroux scored the first goal of last night's game, which came early in the second period. Nobody scored in the first period last night. We're still scoreless here 12 minutes in. Mavericks from center ice fired in. Barczewski throws to the far corner. Fairbrother deep in his own zone will skate around Utah's net towards the near side, and he'll pitch it towards Cade Jensen, wearing number 23. Now to Manning, down the middle. He'll chip it towards Shea. Glanced off a Kansas City stick. Shea with a shot. He scores! Neil Shea gets his 14th up the year, and the Grizzlies take a 1-0 lead. But Kansas City tried to poke it away as the pass ended up for Shea in the left circle. Shea got the puck and he fired it glove side right under LaFontaine. And how about Neil Shea? Now has a point in 9 straight home games. Manning's going to get an assist. Unless they say they resetted the play off of Giroux's stick. For Neil Shea, he has a goal in 12 of his 15 games this season, with this being the 15th game. What an amazing player Neil Shea has been for the Grizzlies this year. Utah wins the draw. They lead 1-0, 7.5 minutes are left in the first period. Shea gets a goal with Manning, and Cade Jensen gained the assist up ahead. Puck bounced off of McCallum's stick, and it goes deep into the Mavericks zone. We get a whistle. It looks like offside is called. Draw's going to come back to neutral ice. So Shea gets the goal. Manning and Jensen get the assist. Time of goal 12-17 into the first period. Manning gets his 10th assist of the season, and Cade Jensen picks up his 5th assist of the campaign. Draws at neutral ice near side. Messner will take it. He's got Gallant to his right and Fitz to his left. It's the 12th time this season the Grizzlies have scored first. They are 6-3-2 and scoring first this year. Kansas City out to neutral ice. McCallum has a glance off a Fitz stick. Loose puck. McCallum runs towards the near wing boards. He'll gather the puck and he'll spin it along the wall. Gallant has a kick off his skate. As Kansas City's Berezowski falls down as he was trying to throw the pass, the puck behind him. Andrew Nilsson to the near side for Corbett. He'll outlet it towards Fitz. Fitz dumps it in as a glance off the stick. No icing. Grizzlies make a full line change. Less than 7 minutes left in the first period. Utah leads 1-0. McCallum crosses center ice, and he'll flip it in. Puck kind of wobbles on its side. Fairbrother over towards Buell, who danced around. He's got 3 goals this season. Up ahead towards Nielsen. He gets back checked and gets divorced from the puck around center ice. Mavericks neutralize Casey Crew across the center ice. He gets around Armstrong. He'll flip it towards Borchard. Borchard trying to get it back towards Crew. Puck lifted. Crew gloved it and dropped it. And he'll spin it around the boards towards the far side. Cade Nilsson pitches out to the left point. Konepke kept it in. Borchard left corner. He gets dragged down by Jensen. That's going to be a penalty on Cade Jensen. Cade Nilsson touches up the puck, and Kansas City goes back on the power play. As Cade Jensen with a tackle over in the left corner, knocking down Cade Borchard. That's just a good play in football, but here it's a 2-minute penalty. So Cade Jensen gets penalty minutes 26 and 27 on the season. Kansas City's back on the power play for the second time tonight. Jensen gets 2 minutes for holding. 13:42 into the first period. Keaton Nash-Donato, the second-year pro out of Canisius, will take the draw. He's out there with Shea Dashke and Brian Yoon. 6:18 left in the first period. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 7-3, and they lead 1-0 on Neil Shea's 14th of the year, which leads the club. Nash-Donato gets the puck, and he'll clear it out. Kansas City skating from left to right will spread the ice. Marcus Crawford has been with the Mavericks for quite a while. Crawford behind LaFontaine's net. He's quarterback in this power play. Crawford ahead towards neutral ice. Morrison moves it back to Androv across the center ice with ease. Now he steps over the offense line, moves to his left. Back towards Morrison, over to Androv, who spins along the wall towards the right side. Carew at the point. We'll move it ahead about 20 feet to Borchard, who drops it back to the right point for Crawford. Now to the near goal line for Morrison. Back up top off the near wall to Crawford. Across to Carew, now just outside the left circle, over to Borchard, back to Carew, who surveys. He'll move it across off a Grizzly stick. Puck ends up off the right corner boards. Androv will move it back. Carew over to Borchard, back to Carew. Mavericks moving the puck pretty quickly. Androv shoulder fakes, gets it back to Carew. Now to Borchard. Now down the middle for Morrison. Shot goes wide. Androv right wing. His shot is blocked away. Nash-Donato will skip ahead to Shea. Shea crosses center ice. He's got one shorthanded goal this season. Shea left wing. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes wide. Puck will slide all the way to neutral ice. Boy, Shea with a good look there as he was looking for a second of the game. Fairbrother around his net. Grizzlies are shorthanded for 41 seconds, but they're in control of the puck. Nielsen up ahead, a glance off at Gallant's skate. Gallant spins around with Giroux. Giroux takes control of the puck at the Kansas City line. Mavericks reset. McPherson out to McCallum across center ice. Dropping for Berezowski. Now the Mavericks cross the center red line. Giroux skates into the right wing. Trying to get towards Berezowski. It's jammed away by Gallant. Puck is cleared back into the Maverick zone. McPherson runs it down. Grizzlies make a full line change. 15 seconds left in Kansas City's second power play of the game. McPherson over to McCallum off his stick. Grizzlies battle with him. McMessner gets it, and he will clear it out. Messner scored a goal and an assist last night. So far this season, Messner has 7 goals and 10 assists. He's been an Iron Man of sorts for the Grizzlies. He's appeared in every game. Jensen's out of the box. Mavericks have the puck in their own zone. As Utah still leads 1-0. 4:08 and counting's left in the first. Up ahead looking for Loheit. He couldn't reach it. Grizzlies skate back deep into their own zone as icing is on Kansas City. As there's 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first. So John's going to come back towards Jack LaFontaine. LaFontaine's got some NHL experience. He appeared in 2 games with the Carolina Hurricanes back in the 2021-22 season. LaFontaine was actually a captain at the University of Minnesota during the 2021-22 season. You know, you don't normally see captains wearing letters, but LaFontaine was the captain for the Minnesota Golden Gophers 3 years ago. Kansas City back deep in their own zone. They skate around their net as the Mavericks move it out to center ice. Diamond Hands will move it to his left. Sullivan into the offensive zone, but the Mavericks are offside as we have 3:46 left in the first period. Neil Shea picked up his 14th of the year, 12-17 in, with Manning and Jensen getting the assists. It's the Grizzlies 1 and the Mavericks nothing. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
3 minutes and 46 seconds are left in the first period. Utah leads 1-0. Draws it neutralized after the Mavericks were called for offside with 3:46 left in the first. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 8-3. Draw one by Kansas City in an orange jersey tonight. Chase Spencer head towards Androv off his stick. Puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Run down by Brian Yoon. Yoon's an outstanding skater, second-year pro out of Colorado College. They'll tap it off the boards. Puck skies into the air. Gloved and dropped by Chase Spencer. Now left wing. Mavericks over the offensive line. As Cade Borchert will lay it for Konepke, who's played well in the first period. Between the legs of Crew. Androv over on the right side. Gets pushed in the back by Manning. Yoon trying to yank the puck away, and he does successfully onto Dashke behind Utah's net. Dashke to the far side off of Wood's stick. Konepke keeps it in. Puck goes back towards Wood, who will drag the puck out to center ice. Wood will carry it in. Now he'll get it towards Dashke right side. Dashke trying to get it across towards Lepster, and it got cut off by the body of Chase Spencer. Appears to be a pretty good addition to this Kansas City club. Grizzlies at neutralized. Corbett left wing will roll it into the right corner. Buell gets there about the same time as Konepke. Konepke's got a size advantage. He muscles the puck out towards Chase Spencer. Borchert behind his back. He'll chip it to center ice for Andrew Nelson. Problem, plays for the Grizzlies. Corbett out towards Nelson. He'll zip it ahead for Buell in Kansas City territory. He'll dump it in. Buell throws a Maverick along the glass, and that was Crawford. Crawford holds up Buell's stick. Cade Nelson gets the right side, skates towards the goal line, trying to get it towards Buell out in front. Everybody hacking away. Kansas City comes out with a loose puck. They'll skate towards their own end wall. Mavericks. Damian Giroux will sky it out of play as it tapped off the glass. No delay of game as it goes into row one of section 113. And the fan comes away with a souvenir. She's happy. She'll take home a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. Is that an Igor Bobkov jersey? Bobkov was an outstanding goaltender for the Grizzlies about a decade ago. If you're talking about great goaltending pairs in Grizzlies history, you have to think about that year that Aaron Dell and Igor Bobkov each had about an even 2 goals against average. Those guys were outstanding. Igor Bobkov jersey in the house. See a Cameron Wright jersey, Mick Vakota. We got some good jerseys here in the middle of the ice here about section 113, 114. Grizzlies win the draw. Fairbrother skates towards the left corner. Kansas City will tap it off a stanchion. Puck glides towards LaFontaine, who will cut it off. He'll get it to Konepke. Cross-country flight out towards Berezowski, and he's offside as the puck kind of hippity-hopped at the Utah line. Berezowski trying to kind of time it, but offside of the Mavericks. Draw's actually going to come back into the Mavericks zone. Jackson Berezowski's a pretty good player. Last year with Newfoundland, where he was a teammate with Neil Shea, he had 18 goals and 36 assists in 59 games. Berezowski, for 2 years, was the captain of the WHL's Everett Silvertips. See a lot of WHL players on not only the Grizzlies roster, but throughout the Mountain Division. Draw in the left circle of the Maverick zones, won by Kansas City. Less than 2 minutes are left in the first period. Utah leads 1-0 on Neil Shea's 14th of the year. As Cade Borchert over the line, he gets rammed into by Cade Jensen. The Grizzly lost a stick, and it's Jensen who gets back checked by Borchert. Fairbrother joins the play. He tries to muscle his way through Borchert. Kansas City behind the net. Now to Androv, trying to get towards Carew. His righty shot saved by Barcheski, and a good job by Cade Jensen without a stick and boxing out Carew and taking away his time and space. Mavericks did a good job getting the puck out in front of the crease onto Carew, but he couldn't get much on a righty shot because Jensen was out in front of him, and Jensen was all in his business. So Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone. Utah's outshot Kansas City 9-4. It's kind of fun to see the goal exploits of Neil Shea. He had a good year last season with the Newfoundland Warriors, a teammate with Jackson Berezowski. In 64 games last year, Shea had 18 goals and 19 assists. The 14 goals for Shea this season matches his total 2 years ago at Sacred Heart University. He had 14 goals in 37 games. This season, he's averaging close to a goal per game. It's his 15th game this season with Utah, and already it's his 14th goal. Draws in the right circle of the Grizzly zone. Casey Carew will take it against Utah's Mick Messner. Messner played his college hockey at both Wisconsin and Merrimack. Draw one by Kansas City. They're in the offensive zone. Crawford out towards Borchard. He's a favorite for the league's MVP award. Up top for Crawford. Across towards Konepke. Left side. Lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. And he snatched it around the midsection. He holds on. That one looked like he actually got through to a spot Barczewski probably didn't want it, as he kind of danced around a little bit, but he holds on and makes the stop. Barczewski has saved the first 5 he has seen tonight. It's interesting. Kansas City had 5 shots on goal over their first maybe 4 or 5 minutes of play. And here it's taken about 19 minutes for Kansas City to get 5 shots off. Yeah, I think that one got Barczewski in a tight spot, a spot he didn't want it, as he's kind of dancing around a little bit, trying to shake it off. Draw one by Kansas City, as Konepke will skip it towards the right corner. Fitz has a glance off his stick. Kansas City will skeet towards the right point. Cotton moves it across left point. Crawford will toss it ahead about 10 feet towards Berezowski, who feeds it in deep along the end wall. As Yoon boxes out Sullivan, right side. Kansas City gets up top to McPherson. He'll pedal towards his left. McPherson over to the left side. Now he skates towards the left corner. McPherson around Utah's net towards the near side. McPherson strong with the puck. He gets held up by Yoon in the corner. Taking his Dashke. And Dashke will whip it out towards Fitz. Fitz battles with Cotton. Now Fitz takes it away. Left circle, take a righty shot. Saved by Claudefontaine. Rebound shot. Goes towards the right wing. Kansas City will clear it off the near wing wall. Corbett left side shot and score! Cody Corbett gets his second of the year. And the Grizzlies extend the lead. It's now a 2-0 game. Boy, everybody's scrambling out in front of the net. LaFontaine had lost his balance. He couldn't quite recover in time. And Corbett now has a goal in back-to-back games. What an effort by the Grizzlies. And that really started with Dylan Fitz taking the puck away from David Cotton. Corbett gets the goal, and Fitz picks up the assist. Fitz now has an assist in 2 straight games. As the puck ended up towards the left side, Corbett got it. LaFontaine, as he was getting up, didn't quite have his balance, and Corbett roofed it right over his left shoulder. Well, the fans have been treated to an outstanding first 19 minutes of play for the Grizzlies here. Kansas City crosses center ice, and Konepke will globe it all the way out of play off the protective netting behind Barczewski's net. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 12-5. And the Grizzlies have really picked up right where they left off from an outstanding third period last night. If you count Corbett's goal late in the second period last night, the Grizzlies have scored 7 unanswered goals on Kansas City. 5 last night and 2 here in the first period tonight. Mavericks win the draw. Mazda at center ice. He'll dump it in. Barczewski behind his net will move it to the left side. As Morrison battles, he takes the puck away. He'll feed it to the left side. It's picked off by Manning. He'll toss it out the far boards. Briley Wood falls down, trying to clear it out, but it stayed in as Wood was on his keister. 10 seconds left in the period. Giroux with the puck. He'll feed it up top to Konepke. Konepke fires towards the net. Saved by Barczewski. And that got him about the midsection as well. As he holds on, Corbett doing a good job in front of his net, boxing out Kansas City as they were looking for a dirty, greasy goal. Barczewski has saved each of the first 6 shots he's seen tonight. This is fun to see. Obviously, the Grizzlies went through a tough stretch from the middle of November through the middle of December. But they're 5-2 in their last 7 games. They're playing the best hockey they've played all season. Grizzlies are rolling right now. Kansas City's Tad O'Had and his crew are probably going to have to look to find a way to regroup in the second period. Mavericks win the draw, looking for a shot left side. Righty shot is blocked away, and that will do it for 20 glorious minutes of hockey here at Maverik Center. The Grizzlies have scored 7 unanswered against Kansas City over the last game and a half. Grizzlies got first period goals from Neil Shea and Cody Corbett. Utah picked up assists from Luke Manning and Kay Jensen on the Shea goal, and Dylan Fitz picked up the helper in Cody Corbett's goal, which was scored 19-24 into the first. Great 20 minutes of hockey for the Grizzlies as they lead the first place Kansas City Mavericks 2-0. We'll come back and have first intermission coverage on the other side. We'll recap the first period and go over some scores from around the world of sports. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Mavericks 0. After one period, you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Why is Jerry Center the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Center Kia, South Jordan.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
They played 20 minutes here at Maverik Center, and the Grizzlies lead 2-0. Neil Shea got Utah on the board, 12-17 into the first, with Luke Manning and Cade Jensen getting the assists. Both of Utah's goals have been scored from the left wing. Shea was in the left circle, and Corbett's goal, which came 19-24 into the first with Fitz, and they added an assist to Mick Messner. Messner picks up his 11th assist this season. Messner had 1 goal and 1 assist last night, and he's had a great series here at Maverik Center. And so really, both goals have been scored from the left wing. Both have been glove side past LaFontaine. It's been a great effort by Ryan Kanaswich's crew here early on. Kansas City is 0 for 2 on the power play. Grizzlies are 0 for 1. Mavericks have 2 power play shots. Grizzlies don't have a power play shot. It was kind of a, it wasn't really necessarily the best power play in Grizzlies history. Nate Konecki picked up a tripping minor, 3:31 into the first. Neil Shea got a hooking minor for Utah's first penalty, 7:16 into the first. And then Cade Jensen got a holding minor, 13:42 in. Last night, the Grizzlies won the special teams battle. You think about, being 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here in the first period. The Grizzlies' penalty kill has actually been pretty good. Obviously, by the middle of December, the penalty kill was at around 52%. If you think about it, the Grizzlies were 8 for 8 on the PK in 2 games last week against the Idaho Steelheads. Last night, the Grizzlies were 3 for 3 on the penalty kill and 2 for 3 on the power play. And tonight, Grizzlies are 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. So here over the last 10 periods of play, the Grizzlies have been perfect on the penalty kill. And that's certainly big for the Grizzlies, especially against teams like Kansas City, who've got outstanding forwards like Cade Borchard and Max Androv. You know that Kansas City, when they got things rolling, can rack up power play goals in bunches. And so for the Grizzlies, it's not just that they've been successful in the penalty kill, but they're not allowing that many chances, that many good looks on penalty kills these days. And obviously the Grizzlies have put a ton of work on that part of the game. And not only the penalty kill, but the power play has been pretty strong. It wasn't really strong in their one chance in the first period, but the special teams have really been a key factor for the Grizzlies, and that's a big part as to why they're 5-2 over their last 7 games. Of the 12 shots Utah had in the first period, Dylan Fitz leads the way with 3. Cameron Buell, Luke Manning, and Neil Shea each had 2 shots, with one of Shea's 2 shots finding the back of the net. Brian Yoon, Cody Corbett, and Cole Fonstad each had 1 shot in the first period. For these 6 shots the Kansas City had in the first period, Cade Borchard led the way with 2. Nate Konecki, Justin McPherson, Landon McCallum, and Casey Crew each had 1 shot in the first period. Grizzlies had 7 scoring chances among the 12 shots they had in the first period. Kansas City had 2 scoring chances among the 6 shots they had in the first 20 minutes of play. Mavericks won the face-off battle 13-10. Grizzlies had 10 hits in the first period. Kansas City had 7. Grizzlies only had 1 giveaway in the first period, according to the off-ice officials. Kansas City had 3 giveaways in the first. Fans are having a good time here, as it looked like somebody almost got ran over by the Zamboni over at New Troy's. That could have been a disaster. We had about 5,100 last night, and it looks like we got just about the same number tonight, if not a little bit more. It looks like a pretty good walk-up crowd has come to Maverik Center here tonight. Let's go over some of the other Mountain Division games. After one period at Idaho Central Arena, Florida and Idaho are tied at 1. Sam Brooks scored for Florida, 5:03 in. Alex Ballant, I think it's Andrew Ballant, recent addition by Idaho. He was picked up this week. He scored his 3rd of the year and the first in a Steelheads uniform. Hoffman and Bakanov with the assist. Boy, Idaho's roster looks quite a bit different. They've picked up 2 or 3 guys this week. It looks very different than what it was last week. In fact, there are 3 new guys at least on Idaho's roster in tonight's game against Florida that weren't on the roster last Saturday when the Grizzlies faced the Steelheads over in Boise. Of the Florida roster, Will Cranley's the backup tonight. He saved 20 of 25 in a 5-4 loss to Idaho last night. The Florida Everblades also have Taryn Pfizer and Kyle Betts, 2 former Grizzlies forwards. Pfizer's a -1 tonight. Kyle Betts is a +1 for the Everblades, the 3-time defending Kelly Cup champions. They're in a battle with Idaho. It's the rubber match of a 3-game set, and they are tied at 1 after 1 period. A very high-scoring first period over at the Monument as Rapid City leads Tahoe 4-3. As Rapid City got goals from Ryan Wagner, as well as Tyler Burney, Brett Davis, and Luke Millimock. Johnson scored 2 first-period goals for Tahoe. Adam Robbins also found the back of the net. Rapid City has outshot Tahoe 18-11 through 1 period, and they got a high-scoring affair. Both teams have 1 power play goal, and after 1 period, Rapid City leads Tahoe 4-3. Late second period, Fort Wayne and Tulsa are tied at 3. Former Grizzly defenseman Kyle Mayhew has scored a goal for Fort Wayne. It's his 5th of the year. Mayhew's got quite a few assists for the Comets this year. Former Grizzly defenseman Kabori Dunn is a scratch in the Fort Wayne lineup. Fort Wayne acquired Kabori Dunn last week in a trade with the Grizzlies for future considerations or cash. Other action across the league. The Grizzlies' opponent next week, the Bloomington Bison, are scoreless with Kalamazoo. That game has 12 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd period. Wheeling in a shootout defeats Worcester 4-3. One other Mountain Division game that has gone final earlier today. Wichita defeats Allen 2-1. So the Thunder have won 2 straight over Allen. Last night it was a 5-2 Wichita victory over Allen. And so Brett Ferguson, the interim Allen head coach, is still looking for his first win. He's now 0-2. Reading defeats Trois-Rivières in a bit of an upset, 5-4. Jacksonville wallops South Carolina, 5-1. Iowa gets a 4-1 home victory over the Indy Fuel. A crowd of 2,486 attended that game in Iowa. That's twice the average attendance that Iowa has put forth so far this season. Cincinnati, who's going to be the Grizzlies' opponent this upcoming Wednesday, they defeat Atlanta 4-2. Cincinnati with the victory, their record goes to 11-19-4. In overtime, Orlando defeats Adirondack 4-3. And Norfolk, in a football score, they defeat Maine 10-3. The Norfolk Admirals. How about Jeff Carr's crew? The Admirals have been outstanding this year. With the win, their record goes to 21-9-3 on the season. When we come back, we'll check in on those who are living the dream as we'll go over some NHL scores as well as some NFL scores. As obviously today is the first day of 3 straight NFL wild card days. There will be 3 games tomorrow, and Monday will be the Vikings and the Rams that will take place in Glendale, Arizona. We'll come back and go over some other scores on the other side. After 1 period, Utah leads Kansas City 2-0. This is the intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Utah leads Kansas City 2-0 after one period. In the AFC wildcard playoffs, the Houston Texans get a 32-12 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are probably a little bit distracted with the wildfires in Southern California near their homes. Justin Herbert threw 4 interceptions for the Chargers, and for the Texans, C.J. Stroud had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Joe Mixon had 106 rushing yards and a touchdown. For the Houston Texans, Nico Collins with a touchdown catch as Houston advances to the AFC divisional round. They defeat the LA Chargers 32-12. Late third quarter, Baltimore leads Pittsburgh 28-7 as Baltimore really doing a number on Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson has 1 touchdown pass, no interceptions, but Pittsburgh hasn't done much on the ground. They only have 20 rushing yards on 8 carries halfway through the third quarter. For Baltimore, Lamar Jackson has 2 touchdown passes, and Derrick Henry has 2 touchdown runs. Henry, the future Hall of Famer, has 155 yards on 17 carries. Lamar Jackson has 64 rushing yards, and as a team, the Baltimore Ravens have 242 rushing yards, an average of 7.3 per carry. Baltimore leads Pittsburgh late in the third quarter, 28-7. In the NHL, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, lost to Winnipeg 3-0. That game has gone final over in Winnipeg, a game that was played earlier today. So a shutout for the Jets. Connor Hellebuck, as he stomped them all. He picks up his, I think, 3rd shutout this season. In fact, it's the 3rd time that Hellebuck has shut out the Avalanche in the regular season. It was a 22-save shutout. Connor Hellebuck as the Jets defeat the Avalanche 3-0. A few games in progress. After one period over at Delta Center, 7.3 miles from where we're sitting, the Utah Hockey Club and New York Islanders are scoreless. Islanders outshot the Hockey Club 14-5 in the first period. Connor Ingram is getting the start in net for Utah. It's his first appearance since November. Ingram made 14 saves in the first frame. And the Islanders saved all 5 in the first period. They're scoreless heading into the second period. And for the second straight night, former Grizzly broadcaster Adrian Denny is on the call on the radio for the Utah Hockey Club as he is filling in for Mike Folta. So we're certainly rooting on Adrian Denny, who spent 13 seasons as the voice of the Grizzlies. In a shootout, Dallas and Montreal are tied at 1 as they are looking for the deciding goal, and it looks like it just came from Robertson for Dallas. The Stars come away with a 2-1 victory. That game has just gone final as Jason Robertson scores the shootout game winner. Dallas 2, Montreal 1. One other game in progress. Early third period, Washington and Nashville are tied at 1. Getting underway in a few minutes. The Kings are at the Flames. Rangers are at the Golden Knights. And the Minnesota Wild is at San Jose. The Sharks lost 2-1 to the Utah Hockey Club last night, and the Sharks are playing their second game in a back-to-back. Tonight they face the Minnesota Wild, who have a record of 26-12-4. Finals in the NHL, Boston defeats Florida in overtime 4-3. The OT game winner was scored by David Pastrnak, who scored his 19th of the year. Kraken defeat the Sabres 6-2. Senators shut out the Penguins 5-0. Canucks over the Maple Leafs 3-0. Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, and Kiefer Sherwood picked up the goals for Vancouver. A few other finals, Devils defeat the Lightning 3-2. Flyers shut out the Ducks 6-0. A very balanced attack for Philadelphia tonight. Oilers get a 4-3 victory over the Blackhawks. The game-winning goal was scored 7:18 into the third period by Zach Hyman on an Oilers power play. Blue Jackets defeat the Blues 2-1. Those are the finals in the National Hockey League tonight. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have second period action here at Maverik Center. We'll see if the Grizzlies can keep the momentum rolling. Since late in the second period last night, the Grizzlies have scored 7 unanswered on Kansas City. 5 last night and 2 in the first period as Neil Shea and Cody Corbett each found the back of the net. And on the Shea goal, Manning and Jensen picked up the assists. And 19-24 into the first period, Corbett extended Utah's lead with Fitz and Messner getting the helpers. We'll come back and have second period action on the other side. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Are about set for second period action. Grizzlies are going to have to come out with a little bit of momentum in the second period, as obviously Kansas City is going to be a determined club. Last night, Kansas City scored 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the second period. Right now, the Mavericks are in third place in the Mountain Division as Tahoe took over first place. In fact, Tahoe and Wichita are tied for first place in the Mountain Division with 45 standings points as Wichita got a victory over Allen earlier today. So Kansas City, if they can come away with the victory in Tahoe, if they lose to Rapid City, Kansas City can retake first place in the Mountain Division. Grizzlies will skate from left to right here in the second period. Luke Manning will take the drives out there with Shea and Masho Donato. Dashke and Uner, the defensive pairing. That's a party of 5 for Utah. Sullivan will take the drives out there with Cotton and McCallum. As the draw goes to Kansas City, Crawford gets to the center red line, and he will drill it in. Puck ricochets off the boards on one hop of the ice. As David Cotton over to the left wing, throws to Berezowski, who throws it behind his back for Crawford. Crawford drills it around the wall towards McPherson, who cuts it off in the left point. McPherson cycles it back towards Crawford. Crawford centering pass out in front to Cotton. He gets boxed out by Yoon. Everybody hacking away. Barczewski's on his stomach. And we get a penalty. It's going to be, let's see, McPherson. Touch the puck. Tripping is going to be the call. I think it's going to be on Utah. Neil Shea skates towards center ice. The Kansas City goaltender was skating off the ice, but it might be a Mavericks penalty. Let's see. It's going to be on Kansas City. As Jackson Berezowski, the former Newfoundland Growler, will step in. He gets 2 minutes for tripping. So the Grizzlies will be on the power play for the second time tonight. 19:29 is left in the second period. Grizzlies scored 2 third period power play goals. They were 2 for 3 last night. Nick Messner will take the drives out there with Shea and Manning. Up top is Masho Donato and Dashke. Dashke leads Utah with 8 power play points on the draw. Messner's stick broke. He gets a new one. Masho Donato, right wing, righty shot goes wide. Neil Shea will skate towards the left corner. Out to the goal line, trying to get it out towards Messner. Glanced off of his skate. Mavericks get it and they clear it out. Dashke runs down and gets the loose puck in the near corner, deep in the Grizzly zone. Utah from left to right gets it out towards Manning. Manning near the Kansas City bench will zip it back to Masho Donato. He feeds it across to Shea. Shea steps over the line with ease. He'll drop it for Messner on the right point. Back to Messner from Dashke. He'll get it to Shea. Shea with 1 goal tonight. Over to Manning, back to Shea. He's on the right side. He surveys. Shea looking for somebody to throw it to. Now feed it up top to Dashke. Dashke skates towards his left to take a lefty shot. Glove saved by LaFontaine. He holds on as we have 1 minute and 10 seconds left in Utah's second power play of the game. Dashke has 2 goals and 6 assists on the power play this season. Grizzlies will get 5 fresh skaters on the ice. Briley Wood leads Utah with 4 power play goals. He's out there with Gallant and Fitz. Up top is Fonstad and Yoon. Fans still coming back from the concession stands. Draw goes towards the near goal line. Fitz pushes a Maverick in the corner. Grizzlies get it up top to Yoon, who directs it to Fonstad, left side. Fonstad to Fitz. Will roll it around Kansas City's net towards the right corner. Jimmy Mazza runs it down. He tries to get it towards Drew, and he does. Drew throws it to Yoon, who keeps it in the right point as he gloved it and dropped it. Puck spins back to the right point. Yoon keeps it in. He'll throw it towards Gallant, who gets pushed by Jimmy Mazza. Fitz moves the puck out to Gallant on the left point. Wood back to Yoon. Over to Gallant. He's on the right side. He glanced off at his stick. He'll race after the loose puck. He gets it in the right point. Puck cycles back towards Fonstad. Across to Yoon. Now back to Wood. He faked a one-timer then as the pass ended up on his backhand. Fonstad gets around Morrison. He'll get it to Yoon down the middle. Take a righty shot. And it's blocked by Giroux. Puck to the far corner. And backhanding it out is Cam Morrison. Mavericks will make a line change. Yoon zips it out to center ice. It glanced off a low-height stick. And McPherson will throw it back deep in the Grizzlies zone. Barczewski spins the puck along the far boards. Fonstad over to Buell. Tries to find it, cutting Cole Gallant down the middle of the ice. Pass goes wide of him. As Mavericks back at full strength. As Sullivan will throw it towards the Utah line. Grizzlies a one-handed to Fairbrother, who lunges it ahead to Buell. Buell dumps it in, but it goes back towards Crawford, who's one of Kansas City's faster defensemen. He'll get it to his left for McPherson. McPherson crosses center ice, and he will wobble it in. Barczewski behind his net will zip it towards the far wing boards for Nielsen. Nielsen trying to get to Buell, goes between his legs. McPherson will tap it off of Fairbrother, who gets around to Maverick. Fairbrother will kind of spin it ahead towards Armstrong. Mavericks back deep in their own zone. Chase Spencer around Kansas City's net. He's got good speed. It's the second game with Kansas City. Spencer gets back checked by Armstrong. Mavericks over the line. McCallum skates towards a high slot. Righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound. Goes towards the left circle. Kansas City trying to get up top to Spencer. Glanced off of his stick out to center ice. Konepke back in the Mavericks zone as the Grizzlies will make a line change. Mavericks will tap it off the near boards towards Berezowski. He's at the Utah line. He'll dump it in. Fairbrother gets physical with McCallum, who's got good speed. Manning gets tripped up by McCallum. Oh, no call on the play. Powell, right side, lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes towards Manning, who skates around Utah's net towards the near side. He'll throw it around his net. Now we get a call as Manning got spun around by Thrower. Taking the puck is Konepke, but who's the penalty on? Interference is the call. Somebody's getting their third power play of the night, and it looks like it's going to be the Grizzlies. Josh Thrower gets 2 minutes for interference. Thrower last night played in his 300th ECHL game. Tonight is game 301 for him. He goes to the box for penalty minutes 44 and 45 on the season. So Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. There's 16:08 left in the second. Mick Messner will take the draw. He's out there with Shea and Manning. Up top is Mastrodonato and Dashke. Messner this season has 3 goals and 4 assists on the power play. So watch out for him, particularly in front of the net on this power play unit. Kansas City wins the draw. McPherson rolls it along the near glass, and it goes all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from left to right here in the second period. Barczewski will lay it for Dashke, who skates around Utah's net. Dashke will direct it to the left side for Manning, who drops it back for Shea. Shea gets a new try, so move it horizontally to Mastrodonato, back to Shea, over to Manning over the line. Manning back up top to Dashke, across to Mastrodonato, right wing. He'll throw it towards the middle for Manning. He'll take a shot. Saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes to Kansas City, who skates towards the far wing boards. Dashke keeps it in. He'll move it to Mastrodonato, right side, down the middle for Messner. He'll skate in, back in, shot. And saved by LaFontaine as he snatched it and held it on. Boy, great velocity on the backhand shot by Messner. Looked like he handcuffed LaFontaine for a second, but LaFontaine was able to react with a quick glove as he snatched it and made the save about shoulder high. The draw is going to be in the right circle. Grizzlies will keep the same 5-man unit. Kansas City made a change as they get 4 fresh skaters on the ice. A minute, 22 seconds are left in Utah's third power play of the game. Grizzlies lead 2-0. Utah has the second period goal in 16 of their last 17 games. Messner, in his second full season as a pro, will take the draw for the Grizz. He wins the face-off. Left side, Shea at the point. Skates around David Cotton. Shea's got outstanding speed. He skates around Kansas City's net towards the near side. Gets to Mastrodonato. He gets Side check by Crew and couldn't get a shot off. Dashke now on the left wing. Skates in, lefty shot. Saved by LaFontaine. Rebound goes to Konepke. He gets it knifed away by Dashke. Messer now centering pass out to Manning, who swings and misses as he was about 5 feet in front of the crease. Messer tried to get it up top towards Shea. It goes past him as the puck wobbles on its side like a spinning top. Barczewski gets to Mastrodonato. Grizzlies will switch things up. As Neil Shea gathers it, Grizzlies did get 3 or 4 fresh skaters on. As Shea lays it for Mastrodonato across the center ice. He'll step over the line. Mastro over towards Wood, who zips it around the boards. LaFontaine cuts it off as the Mavericks will helicopter it all the way past Drew. As Barczewski behind his net gets it. Yoon spins to the left side. Turnover as Morrison skates around Utah's net. Wrap around. He's looking for a cutter out in front, and that was Drew. Pass goes wide of the mark. 20 seconds left in Utah's third power play. Neither team has really gotten the power play going. So both teams' penalty kills have been on point. Kansas City drives it back deep in the Grizzlies zone. Yoon with one last rush on her on the power play gets to Wood. He steps over the offensive line, tries to split a quadruple team. Sullivan poked it away, and the Mavericks clear it all the way out. Coming out of the box is Josh Thrower. Grizzlies are 0 for 3 on the power play. Kansas City's 0 for 2. Yoon behind his net. We'll skip it out to center ice near the Grizzlies bench. Utah's caught with too many, I believe. The referee, after the long-range pass that connected towards the Grizzlies bench, Utah got called with too many men on the ice. So Kansas City is going to have a power play when we come back. It'll be Kansas City's third power play of the night. 13:57 left in the second period. And the Grizzlies lead 2-0. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Grizzlies lead 2-0. There's 13:57 left in the second period. It's the Mavericks' third power play of the night and their first power play in the second period. As the Grizzlies got called for too many men on the ice. Craig Armstrong represents the Grizzlies in the box. Mavericks looking to climb back into this one. Grizzlies have outshot Kansas City 16-9. Andrew will take the drop, but it goes towards the left corner. Yoon runs it down. Brian Yoon will zip it all the way deep into the Mavericks zone. Kansas City skates from right to left during the period. LaFontaine behind his net, the former Minnesota captain. Odd to see a goaltender wear a letter, but he did 2 years with the University of Minnesota. One is assistant captain and the other wearing the C. Andrew crosses center ice, steps over the offensive line casually, gets to Borchdiz. Right now, Crew will skate along the far goal line. Around Utah's net, he feeds it to Crawford, left point over to Crew. Glanced off of his stick. Yoon gets it jabbed away. Mastrodonato clears it all the way out. Grizzlies will get reinforcements on the ice, 4 fresh skaters. LaFontaine outlets to Androv, who steps over the offensive line. Grizzlies poke it away, and Cole Gallant clears it all the way out. Well, the Grizzlies' penalty kill's been on point. They're communicating well, and they're in the right place at the right time. And they're doing a good job challenging Kansas City to not let them get in the offensive zone without a challenge. Androv steps over the line. Puck gets jabbed back to neutral ice. Crawford has it. Crawford back in his own zone. They'll zip it to Androv left wing. Back to Crawford as Kansas City's having a tough time entering the offensive zone with momentum. Grizzlies build a wall at their blue line. Crawford over the line. He'll chip it to the right corner. Kansas City chasing after it. Fairbrother holds his ground along the boards. He'll feed it to the right corner. Mavericks get it up top. McPherson with good hands keeps it in. He'll get to the left side. Off of the stick of McCallum. Up top to Drew as he regathered it. Now to McPherson. Back towards Drew, who is skating towards the far side. McCallum gets the puck. He's in the left point. They'll feed it towards Berezowski. Berezowski tried to center to bounce off the Fairbrother. And the puck goes on to Gallant. They'll throw it across. Chasing after it's Andrew Nilsson. He'll skip it all the way deep into the Mavericks zone, deep off the end boards. LaFontaine cuts it off. 10 seconds left in Kansas City's third power play. As Berezowski out to Neutron, so cross center. He'll get it across towards Drew. Couldn't lunge far enough to get it. Armstrong comes out of the box as LaFontaine, well, it looked like maybe 2 minutes and 2 seconds worth of a penalty there. Armstrong's out of the box. He'll race to the bench. As Drew tripped over the Kansas City blue line, and he gets called for icing. As he was looking around, he lost his balance and he iced the puck. 11:48 left in the second period. Utah still leads 2-0. If you count the 2 first period goals tonight, 40 of the 99 goals Utah have scored have come in the second period. Looked like Drew was trying to avoid low height, and that's how he lost his balance near the Kansas City line. As he just kind of moved it ahead and got called for icing. Draws in the right circle. Wood will take it. He wins it. Vonstad, right wing, dangles back and forth as he's shuffling towards his left. Now he fires towards the net, and a glance off of LaFontaine's glove as the puck goes towards the near wing board. Sullivan will ice it low height with good speed, trying to negate the icing, but the whistle blows. 11:36 is left in the second. The draw comes back towards the former Carolina Hurricane, Jack LaFontaine. Once again, Derek Dashke and Brian Yoon are playing not only key minutes, but big minutes here for the Grizzlies. I don't normally get the minutes per game average, but I got to imagine they're somewhere between 25 and 28 minutes per game this season. Off the draw, Fonstad gets it jammed away by Konepke. Fonstad gets it back, but it's a new try. Grizzlies reset. Wood will fire it into the left corner as McPherson up ahead. Now Kansas City gets to Konepke. He gets double team, puck flips out of play over into row 4 of section 114. As a fan in seat 1 comes away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. Actually, it was seat 2, as he's going to come home with the game puck. First thing he does, he looks at the puck, and he shakes his hand back and forth. It looks like his girlfriend or wife is going to take a picture of him. She's got kind of one of those old school cameras. It's not one of those phone cameras. She brought that just in case he was going to come home with a puck. And look at that. That's going to be on someone's social media account right there. Holding up the game puck. You can probably find that photo on Instagram about 2 hours from now. As a draw won by Kansas City around their net. Spencer gets pushed by Armstrong. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Jensen around the net. Armstrong couldn't reach to get it. Kansas City will move it out to center ice. Morrison avoids a check as he gets to low height. Low height over the line. Gets it back towards Morrison, left wing. He looked for a shot, and it's blocked by Fairbrother. 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Morrison zips it around the wall. Chase Spencer in the right point keeps it in. Spencer collides with Armstrong. Puck goes to Fairbrother, who gets it ahead to Buell. Buell with a hot pass to the left that connected to Armstrong, across to Fairbrother. The captain looked to center it as Konepke did a good job taking the shooting angle away from Fairbrother. Behind Kansas City's net, Mavericks will chip it over the stick of Morrison. Andrew Nilsson gets that new try. Ahead to Cade Nilsson off his stick. Nilsson will dump it in from the right wing. Cade Nilsson will come off the ice for a change. LaFontaine behind his net will toss it off a stanchion towards the right side. Shea trying to feed it up top towards Nilsson. The puck bounced towards Nilsson. He gathers it. He'll move it across. Left side. Shot to score! The Maestro gets his 5th of the year, and the Grizzlies extend the lead. It's now a 3-0 game. Keaton Mastrodonato sniped it from the left wing. And all 3 goals have gone glove side on LaFontaine. And the Grizzlies now have a second period goal in 17 of their last 18 games. Mastrodonato with the goal. Andrew Nilsson and Nil Shea pick up the assists. That one might have actually been stick side on LaFontaine as they show the replay. Either way, LaFontaine with kind of that scarecrow type of angle as Mastrodonato fired it past him. Shea's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight, and Andrew Nilsson picks up his 15th point, and this is 15th game with the Grizzlies this year, as Nilsson now has 2 goals and 13 assists. Mavericks get it out towards center ice for Crew left wing. He'll let it go for Borchard. Borchard gets knocked down by Andrew Nilsson, gets the puck. He skates along the near wall. Cross-country flank goes towards Fitz. He steps over the line. He gets blasted by Jimmy Mazza as Fitz was falling down. Puck at center ice. Yoon will helicopter it back in as it ricochets off the end wall deep in the Mavericks zone. Mavericks throw it across looking for Crew, and it's jammed away by Fitz. Yoon over the line, shuffles to Fitz. Fitz the right wing, righty shot goes wide as he missed the net stick side on LaFontaine. Dashke across to Yoon. He'll move it to Gallant, right wing. He'll fire it off the right corner, looking for Messner, who was skating towards the net. Yoon right side, his shot bounces towards LaFontaine. It goes wide. Gallant to the right side, keeps his balance as he gets back checked. Fitz along the near boards, gets spun around. Crew gets knocked down by Gallant. Players jostling for position. It goes up top to Yoon. Over to Dashke. Dashke gets around to Maverik. He'll drop it back for Yoon. Over to Dashke. One-timer goes wide. Stick side on LaFontaine past the net as Yoon over to the far side. Gets it brushed away. Fitz left point. He'll fire towards the net wide. Dashke gets a loose puck in the right corner. Dashke around Kansas City's net towards the far side. Less than 9 minutes left in the second period. Utah leads 3-0. Fairbrother to Gallant off his skate. Fairbrother gets it back in the right point. He'll backhand it across. Dashke gets a skipping puck. He'll take a shot. And LaFontaine lost his balance as shot ended up going wide. Puck goes past Dashke as he was near the blue line. Dashke will run it down. Mavericks make a line change, so do the Grizzlies. Dashke will tap it off the far boards. Fonstad gets it. He races into the offensive zone, but the Grizzlies are offside as we get a whistle with 8:14 left in the second. Neil Shea and Keaton Mastrodonato have certainly been consistent scorers for the Grizzlies. With the second period goal, Mastrodonato now has a point in 9 of his last 10 games. I think the Grizzlies got called for too many men on the ice again as Craig Armstrong's going to go to the box representing the Grizzlies. Utah leads 3-0, but Kansas City's going to go back on the power play, and it is for the second time here in the second period. Utah was caught with too many on the ice. So Kansas City will be on the power play for the fourth time tonight. Utah leads 3-0. Draw's going to be over in the far circle, or the near circle left side. Mavericks win the draw. McPherson will backhand it to McCallum. He's along the left wing boards. Across towards McPherson, who drops it back to the far side. Along the wall. Now David Cotton gets it. Slot lefty shot, kick save, rebound shot. And McCallum fires it over the crossbar and out of play. Boy, McCallum just about had an empty net. He tried to go bar down and roof it over Barczewski, and instead he fired it over the crossbar and out of play. As the fans serenade Landon McCallum. He's got 6 goals this season, and he was pretty close to getting his 7th. 7:59 left in the second period. Utah leads 3-0. Draws game in the left circle. Andrew Nelson with the assist extends his point-scoring streak to 5 straight games. Draw to the left side. Gallant knocks down a Maverick, and that was Giroux. McPherson, left wing, will pedal towards his right. Now he moves back towards the high slot, take a lefty shot. See, rebound shot and scores. The captain, David Cotton, gets a power play goal, and the Mavericks get on the board as it's now a 3-1 game. Cotton gets his 3rd goal of the year. He's a +7 coming into action tonight. McPherson just danced around in the high slot, took a shot. Might have gotten redirected on the way by Berezowski as it was bobbled by Barczewski, and Cotton was out in front of the crease to put it away. So goal scored by David Cotton with the assist going to Justin McPherson and Jackson Berezowski. And by giving Berezowski an assist, that might mean that he redirected it on the way towards Barczewski and was probably part of the reason as to why it bobbled off of Barczewski. They're reviewing the play for a possible high stick. I'm not sure that it was. I mean, Berezowski got a piece of it, but it looked like it was probably about chest high, if that, maybe even a little bit lower than that. What I saw, especially on the replay, didn't look like it was high enough to wipe up, to disallow the goal. They're going to take a quick look at it, but I think it's going to be a 3-1 game. This would be the first power play goal against the Grizzlies since December 28th against Rapid City. So it'd be the first power play goal against Utah in the 2025 calendar year. Right now it's 3-1, although the scoreboard here at Maverik Center still has it as a 3-0 game. Sounds like they're trying to check to see if they were played with a high stick. And from what I saw, I'm not sure it was high enough to disallow the goal. The 2 referees, Coltrane Wilson, the former Kansas City Mavericks player, and Austin Rook will come out of the scores table, and it's a good goal. It's a 3-1 game. The Mavericks get a little bit of momentum back with a power play goal. They're now 1 for 4 on the man advantage tonight. David Cotton with the goal. Justin McPherson and Jackson Berezowski picked up the assist. Time of Kansas City's first goal tonight is 12:10 into the second period. Draw at center ice. It's won by Kansas City. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. Justin McPherson ahead towards Androv. It tapped off of his stick. It goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Yoon in a foot race gets her about the same time as Androv. Kansas City pushes up top to McPherson, who pedals his way towards the high slot. He gets it towards Carew, who tripped up a Grizzly. Carew wasn't looking at him, so it's incidental. All the arm is raised by the referee. Masha Donato, right wing, righty shot goes wide. Barcheski will race to the bench. Kansas City touches up at neutral ice. Tripping's going to be the call. And I think this will be the 5th power play for the Grizzlies tonight. Seems like just about this entire second period, it's been one power play after another, and both teams are kind of exchanging power plays. Grizzlies twice in the second period have been called for too many men on the ice. Carew tripped up a Grizzly. 12:36 into the second period. Casey Carew goes to the box. This will be penalty minutes. 5 and 6 on the season. Carew doesn't normally commit many penalties. It's his 30th game this year. As he shakes his head back and forth. It's the Grizzlies' 4th power play. Kansas City's 1 for 4 on the power play. Grizzlies are currently 0 for 3. Utah leads 3-1. Messner will take the draw, but it's won by Kansas City. McPherson around his net. And he will skip it all the way towards Barcheski. Will kick it off the end boards. Dashke runs it down at the near goal line. Dashke will start the attack as he'll move it to Mastrodonato along the near wall. Mastrodonato across to Shea, who skates towards Mastrodonato. Now Shea skates north-south. He crosses center ice. He'll get it to Messner over the line. Messner skates towards the right corner. Shea takes it. Throws it from one corner to the other. Kansas City will bounce it off of teammates. Puck to the right side. Mastrodonato over to Shea, back to Mastrodonato. Right point, he'll skate towards his left, and he'll feed it to Dashke. Dashke now in the left circle. Over towards Manning, who swings and misses. Shea gets the puck. He skates towards the left circle. Shea now at the far goal line. Around the net, trying to get it back towards Messner. Goes up top. Manning over to Dashke, left wing. Over to Manning. Manning around the net towards the near side. Oh, chip it up top to Mastrodonato. Across to Dashke, who directs it back to Mastrodonato. He'll move it to his left for Manning. He'll take a lefty shot. Kick saved by LaFontaine. And the Mavericks will clear it out. 50 seconds are left in Utah's power play. Their 4th of the night. Grizzlies will get 5 fresh skaters on the ice. Yoon over to Fonstad. He races out to neutral ice. Fonstad will dump it in and chase after. He has to get around 3 Mavericks. Konepke over in the left corner gets hit by Fonstad. Fits with a big-time hit as he knocked down Jimmy Mazza. 2-on-2. Mavericks over the offensive line. Right side, Kansas City. Lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. He holds on with 5:50 left in the second. 26 seconds are left in Utah's power play. Draws game in the Grizzlies zone. Risby hanging out behind Barcheski's net as he gets the fans going in section 105. Barcheski's done an outstanding job. We'd mentioned coming into play tonight how great he's been over the last 4 games. You don't see a whole lot of second chances. Barcheski's done a good job collecting rebounds, not giving second chances to Kansas City. Really any opponent he's played over the last few weeks, including Idaho and Rapid City. Mavericks backing out at neutral ice. Mazza will lightly tap it in. Yoon races after it. Grizzlies on the power play for the next 10 seconds as they prepare for life after the man advantage. Yoon skates north-south. Now move it to his right for Wood. Wood gets to Kansas City ice, and he'll dump it in. LaFontaine will let Mazza run it down. Mazza will helicopter it all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Fresh out of the box. Carew chasing after the puck. Barcheski behind his net. Moves to the right side. Carew falls down. Borchard falls down. He gets to Carew. Left side. Righty shot. Saved by Barcheski. Borchard has been held a little bit quiet tonight. Kind of concerning because he's probably due. Fairbrother and Borchard hold each other up in the left corner. Borchard goes down looking for a penalty, but there is no purchase. As Androv, right side, skates towards the point. Now Androv will back it out to the spot he vacated. Puck to Borchard, who's being shadowed like a hawk by Fairbrother. Now Fairbrother lunges Borchard towards the boards. Career skates towards the right corner. He gets held up by Jensen. Puck up top as the Mavericks get to the right side. And Jensen will loft it out to center ice. Taken by Buell. Over towards Nilsson, who tried to jab it back towards his left for Armstrong. Kansas City gets it back. 4.5 minutes are left in the second period. Utah leads 2-1. Mavericks over the line. They'll fly it towards the near wing wall. Crew will skip it towards the Kansas City bench. Coming off the ice is McCallum. Ryan Kanasowicz wants too many men. As McCallum was on the ice, he jumped back off as he realized it would have been too many. Berezowski off his skate. Crew left point. Righty shot goes wide. He missed the net. Stick side on Barcheski. We're going to have another penalty. It's going to be on the Grizzlies again. As McPherson throws it towards the right side. It's picked off by Masho Donato. And hooking's going to be the call. And once again, the Grizzlies are going to go to the box. It's going to be a Kansas City power play when we come back, as Ryan Kanasowicz is getting after the officials. He believed Kansas City had too many men on the ice after Utah was called for it twice here in the second period. It's Utah 3, Kansas City 1. Both teams have 1 goal here in the second period. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Cade Jensen gets 2 minutes for hooking. Time of penalty, 15:56 into the second period. This will be Kansas City's 5th power play of the night. Boy, they show the replay. I'm not sure Jensen really did much there. Boy, they're calling it tight here tonight. Kansas City wins the draw. McPherson over to McCallum. He's the left wing who gets to the near goal line. Berezowski feeds it across the bounce off of Barcheski. Berezowski dances around in the left circle. He dangles back and forth as he surveys along the near wall. Gets to McCallum, back to Berezowski, the former Growler, over to McCallum, who skips to the right side for McPherson. Hot pass to the right corner, connects as Mavericks get towards Berezowski. One-timer is saved by Barcheski. Berezowski fired a changeup. He didn't get all of the one-timer, and Barcheski was able to gather it with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second period. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone. I kind of wonder, based on at the end of last night's game, there was a lot of pushing and shoving, a few shoulders being exchanged after the whistle, a lot of words. Kansas City had about 5 or 6 guys who looked like they wanted to get after the Grizzlies after the final buzzer. And I wonder if because of that, if the officials decided they were going to call it a little bit tighter here tonight. As we've seen a ton of special teams action here in the second period. We've probably seen more power play action here in the second period than we have a 5-on-5 time. Draw in the right circle is won by Utah. Fairbrother around his net. He'll skate towards the near side, and he'll backhand it out to center ice where it's gloved by McCallum as the Mavericks roll it back to the left side as Utah double teams them. Messner and Fairbrother. Puck goes back up top. McPherson across Berezowski. Right side. Take a shot. Saved by Barcheski. Rebound out towards the high slot. Drew chips it back towards Berezowski. As Mavericks look for David Cotton on the right side. It's kept in by McCallum. Over towards Berezowski. One-timer goes wide. Cotton out to the right side. Shot. And Barcheski makes a great save. And after the whistle, Messner battles with the Maverick in front of the crease. What a stop by Jake Barcheski over on the right side. I'm not sure how he did it. It looked like he was on his side, stacking the pads. What an amazing stop by Jake Barcheski to keep it a 3-1 game. And after the whistle, Messner getting after it with a Maverick. As Damian Giroux and Messner are battling for position. Andrew Nelson talking things over. The officials have been calling it tight. The puck was over towards the right side. Barcheski was towards his right. Somehow Barcheski snatched it with the left glove as he was laying on his side. That's the save of the week. That's the save of the month. That's the save of the year. What a stop by Jake Barcheski as they show the replay over and over again. Jake Barczewski saving the Grizzlies bacon here in the second period. That's about the best save you're going to see. If you come to every game for a 3-year stretch, that's going to be the best save you see. That's unbelievable. Jake Barczewski's come into his own as a pro over the last few weeks. Kansas City wins the draw. There's less than 3 minutes left in the second period. Androv crosses center ice. Over towards Morrison. Morrison to the left wing gets it towards Barczewski. Brian Yoon clears it back to the Kansas City line. That might get us on SportsCenter tonight. That's got to be a SportsCenter top 10. Let's send that play in. Barczewski with about the save of the year in the league. Mavericks over the line. Crew trying to get to Morrison. He gets it off the near wall. Morrison around the wall. Androv back to the right side. Dances around. Dangles the puck. Now he gets up top to Crawford. 20 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. Androv will fire it off. Adashki's stick and it flies out of play as Androv was looking for Cam Morrison at the far goal line. It's kind of a distinct play that Kansas City's looking for here on the power play. And it's kind of a similar look to how Florida scored against the Utah Hockey Club on Wednesday night early in the second period on the power play. You get the puck to the goal line and then back towards the middle of the ice. Kind of a two-pass sequence. You know, it's almost like you get the puck on either wing, get it to the goal line, from the goal line to the middle of the ice, looking for that grade A chance. Kansas City has tried that many times. Barczewski, they show the replay again. We're going to see that probably 50 more times here tonight. As Mavericks win the draw, 2:18 and counting left in the second. Mavericks get it to the goal line. They try to feed it out in front, just as we thought, towards Morrison. It's picked up by Fonsa as Grizzlies have that play snuffed out. Borchard around Utah's net towards the near side. He gets to Carew. He's in the left wing. Back to Borchard, who centers to Morrison, who swings and misses. Puck goes all the way into the Kansas City zone. Jensen out of the box, and he will skeet to the bench. Kansas City's Marcus Crawford will slide it all the way to center ice for Lowhite. Lowhite over the line, tries to split a quadruple team over to Carew. Back towards Lowhite. Shot saved by Barczewski. He holds on with 1:46 left in the second. Drozgin in the Grizzlies zone. Faceoff's going to be in the left circle. Nick Nestor will take the draw against Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan with 4 goals and 9 assists in 33 games. Utah leads 3-1. A minute 45 left in the second period. Grizzlies win the draw, and they'll flip it between Spencer and Konepke. And icing is going to be on Utah with a minute 38 left in the second period. Draw is going to come back towards Jake Barczewski, who so far has saved 17 of 18. On the other side, Jack LaFontaine has saved 16 of 19. During the second intermission, we will go over some scores from around the world of sports. After one period, the Utah Hockey Club leads the New York Islanders 1-0. Draw goes past Nate Konepke. He'll race after it and get it deep in the Maverick zone. Konepke will skate north-south. He gets a new try, so zip it to his right for Cotton over the line. Cotton gets it towards Sullivan. He's in the right corner. Gets pushed by Gallant. Low height. Taps it off a Messner skate. Right side shot. Saved by Barczewski about shoulder high. Grizzlies will clear it out of the zone. Dylan Fitz gets after it. He skates to the left side. Jabbed away by LaFontaine. Great play by LaFontaine as Fitz got a little bit too close to the netminder. Grizzlies throw it out in front. It's picked up by Nate Konepke. Over to Cotton in the left wing. He'll get it to his right. It skips past Sullivan. Low height skates in. Try to get it back towards Sullivan. And it's poked away by Andrew Nilsson. Dylan Fitz to the right side. Nilsson goes down looking for a call as he raises his left palm. Slot. McPherson's shot is blocked by Luke Manning. Manning limping towards the right circle. Right side shot is blocked. That was by Corbett. A lot of bruises coming out of this shift by the Grizzlies. Corbett will fire it off the far boards. It goes past Nate Konepke, and it goes all the way down for Utah icing. As the draw is going to come back towards Barczewski with 33.6 seconds left in the second. Fans having a good time. If they leave after this period, they might have gotten their money's worth. Hopefully they weren't in the concession stands during that Barczewski save. Both teams have taken 19 shots, meaning that Kansas City's got a pretty strong edge here in the second period. Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 13-7 in the second. Damian Drew will take the draw. Cody Corbett gets his stick held up by Low Height. Puck goes to the right side. It goes past Nate Konepke. Is it going to be another icing call? You bet. 23.6 seconds left in the second. One more icing, and I hear that the Grizzlies will open up another Nothing Bundt Cake Shop. And we're about that at that point. If not a full-line bakery with one more icing. Draw's going to be in the left circle. Drew will take it against Luke Manning. Draw kind of flips around the circle. Morrison gets it for Kansas City. He gets it poked away by Nilsson. Mavericks will cycle it back to the left point. Crawford skips the pass Berezowski. 10 seconds left in the period. Morrison rolls it out in front, looking for Giroux. Great defensive play by Manning, cutting in front to intercept the pass. McPherson right side, lefty shot is blocked by Manning's stick, and it goes out of play. Andrew Nilsson after the draw, and Nilsson throws a left at Giroux. As Andrew Nilsson and Giroux going after it. Andrew Nilsson, looks like the official has given Nilsson a penalty right at the buzzer, as the Maverick is giving Nilsson a lecture. Morrison talking things over as well. And Andrew Nilsson will skate towards the locker room, as Manning did a great job, and he got tripped up after he intercepted the centering pass. I got a feeling things might get a little bit more chippy. Looks like Nilsson's going to get a penalty here. And he's going to go. They're going to have Nilsson sit in the penalty box. There's no time left in the second period. They might put some more time on the clock as Nilsson goes to the box. Right now, there's zeros on the scoreboard clock. They put Nilsson in the box, though. But I got to imagine by them telling Nilsson to take a seat, they've got to add some time on the clock. I think the punishment, if you get a penalty 20 minutes into a period, they should just have you sit there in the penalty box for the entire 18-minute intermission. Maybe that's what they're going to do. I don't know. I think they're going to add 1 second on the clock, and that's exactly what they've done. 1 second is on the clock here in the second period. Kansas City's net will be empty. The only thing the face-off participant for Kansas City can do is just, as the puck gets dropped, just try to fire it towards the net. Nilsson gets 2 minutes for roughing. 19:59 into the second period. Looked like Kansas City. Morrison had to stick around Nilsson. Morrison just twirled around, and he got a purchase there. He bought the penalty, and boy, that's one of those. We've had a few of those where that was good acting. Off the draw, Crawford shot saved by Barczewski, as Kansas City was able to get a shot off in the final second of the period. I don't know why Kansas City's so upset. They should be getting an Academy Award for that one on with Morrison on Nilsson. And we get some words being exchanged at the buzzer. Both teams led to the locker room. Kansas City will be on the power play for the first minute and 59 seconds of the third period. They've been calling them tight tonight. Utah's got a 2-goal lead. Kansas City will be looking for a comeback as the Grizzlies are battling to try to get a 2-game weekend sweep. Grizzlies won 5-2 last night, and Utah has a 3-1 lead as both teams scored 1 goal in the second period. Utah now has a second period goal in 17 of their last 18 games. Through 2 periods, it's the Grizzlies 3 and the Mavericks 1. We'll come back in 2 minutes and recap the first 2 periods of play. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Why is Jerry Center the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Center Kia, Salt Lake.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain
Now we get a fun one here at Maverik Center as the Grizzlies lead the Mavericks 3-1 after 40 minutes of play. Utah led 2-0 after one frame. Neil Shea scored his 14th of the year from the left wing, 12-17 in, with Luke Manning and Kay Jensen getting the assist. And then Cody Corbett scored from along the left wing boards. Glove side pass LaFontaine. That was 19-24 into the first period, with Dylan Fitz and Mick Messner getting the assists. They had quite a few penalties in the second period. Kansas City is 1 for 5 on the man advantage. Grizzlies are 0 for 4. Mavericks will be on the power play for the first minute and 59 seconds of the third period. Grizzlies twice got called for too many men on the ice. Craig Armstrong represented the Grizzlies in the penalty box both times. 6:03 into the second period, and once again, 11:46 into the second. Grizzlies extended the lead to 3-0 as Keaton Mastrodonato scored from the left wing, 9:46 in, with Andrew Nelson and Neil Shea picking up the assists. Shea has 1 goal and 1 assist for Utah, and boy, he's been a valuable scorer for the Grizzlies this season. That is Neil Shea's 6th multiple-point game this season, and that ties him with Derek Dashke for the club lead. Kansas City on the second too-many-men penalty. They scored their lone goal tonight. David Cotton, 12-19 into the second. Got a rebound out in front, and he put it away for his 3rd of the year. McPherson took the shot in the high slot. It bounced off of Berezowski's stick on the way towards Barczewski. It bounced off of Barczewski. Cotton put it away. And that made it a 3-1 game, and that's where we sit now. Mavericks outshot the Grizzlies 14-7 in the second period. Kansas City has a slight 20-19 edge through 2 periods. The Coca-Cola can race is here at Maverik Center. We have Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Sprite, and Fanta. The best tradition here at Maverik Center. It's lasted about a year. And they're off. Coca-Cola, Fanta takes the lead past Coca-Cola. Diet Coke is in 4th place by a mile. Fanta races deep towards the left side as Fanta and Coca-Cola shuffle around the net. Sprite and Diet Coke have no prayer. Sprite runs towards Fanta and runs into Fanta. Coca-Cola is off to a strong 40 feet lead. Coca-Cola falls down as Grisby knocked him down. Coca-Cola back to his feet. And Coca-Cola is the obvious winner of the Coca-Cola can race. Diet Coke is playing the role of the tortoise. Diet Coke hasn't even gotten to new tries. Now it finally does. Diet Coke is a distant, and I mean distant, 4th. With the Coca-Cola victory, they break a tie with Sprite. Coca-Cola now has 5 victories. Sprite has 4. In the tradition unlike any other, the Coca-Cola can race here at Maverik Center. Of the 19 shots the Grizzlies have through 2 periods, Luke Manning leads the way with 4. Manning was outstanding defensively in the second period, intercepting centering passes and blocking shots with his stick. Manning's been very active tonight. Manning has 1 assist and is a +2 for the Grizzlies. Fitz has 3 shots through 2 periods. Derek Dashke, Cameron Buell, Neil Shea, and Cole Fonstad each have 2 shots, and a few other Grizzlies with 1 each through 2 periods. for Kansas City in their 20 shots. Landon McCallum leads the way with 4. Jackson Berezowski and Casey Carew have 3. Cade Borchard has 2 shots, and a few other Mavericks with 1 shot through 2 periods. Jake Barczewski made a save late in the second period as he was laying on his side, and it's got to be the save of the year as he just snatched about near the goal line, and that's about the best save I've seen. And Jake Barczewski's really settled in. He's got to get star honors if the Grizzlies come out on top tonight. Him as well as maybe Neil Shea, who has 2 points tonight with 1 goal and 1 assist. Masha Nada with a big goal. Cody Corbett's played well, although I'm not sure I've seen Corbett. I'm not sure I saw him much out there in that second period. Hopefully he's okay. Remember, he rammed into Cole Gallant early in tonight's game about 2 minutes into the first period. Kansas City will be on the power play, and you almost have a feeling that the tone of the third period is going to be set as to what happens on that Kansas City power play. Do they get a goal, cut into the lead cut into the Utah lead, and Kansas City get that, can they get that momentum to elevate themselves for a comeback? Or can the Grizzlies get a successful penalty kill here in the first 2 minutes of the third period and really settle in and kind of establish the fact that Kansas City, if they're going to come back, it's not going to be easy. Mavericks have been a high-powered offensive team this season, averaging 3.5 goals per game. Grizzlies are really giving them a run for their money here this weekend, winning 5-2 last night. And the Grizzlies have a 2-goal lead here with a 3-1 score. After 2 periods in the rubber match over Idaho Central Arena, the Florida Everblades scored 3 unanswered second period goals, including Taryn Pfizer, who scored exactly 10 minutes into the second period. Pfizer with his first goal in a Florida uniform. He was just reassigned from the AHL. Florida leads Idaho 4-1, that game after 2 periods. Rapid City led Tahoe 4-3 after 1 period. Neither team scored in the second frame as both teams buckled down defensively. Rush lead the Night Monsters 4-3 after 2 periods. Late third period, Fort Wayne leads Tulsa 5-3. Former Grizzly Kyle Mayhew has a goal. Svetlikov for Fort Wayne, though, will be the number 1 star tonight as he has 2 goals and 2 assists. That game has 2 minutes left in the third period, and it's 5-3 Fort Wayne over Tulsa. Bloomington gets a 3-0 shutout victory over Kalamazoo. The Grizzlies will face Bloomington next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at Grossinger Motors Arena in Bloomington, Illinois. Wheeling in a shootout defeats Worcester 4-3. In overtime, Wichita gets a 2-1 victory over Allen. Reading defeats Trois-Rivières in a bit of an upset 5-4. Jacksonville gets a 5-1 win over South Carolina. Iowa, in front of about 2,400 over at Extreme Arena, they defeat Indy 4-1. Cincinnati, who's going to be the Grizzlies' opponent on Wednesday night over in Cincinnati, over at Heritage Bank Center. Cyclones defeat the Atlanta Gladiators 4-2. In overtime, Orlando defeats Adirondack 4-3, and Norfolk gets a 10-3 win over Maine. When we come back, we'll check in on those who are living the dream as we'll go over some NHL scores, and we'll also check in on the NFL playoffs and see if Pittsburgh's closed the gap on Baltimore, as the Ravens, late in the third period, had a 28-7 lead the last time we checked. We'll come back and go over some scores from around the world of sports. It's Utah 3, Kansas City 1. Remember, the Mavericks will be on the power play for the first minute and 59 seconds of the third period. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
is Jerry Seiner, the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
After 2 periods, Utah leads Kansas City 3-1. Third period's just gotten underway over at Delta Center, and the Utah Hockey Club leads the Islanders 1-0. Nick Schmaltz scored his 8th goal of the season, a minute 13 seconds into the second period, with Michael Kessering and Logan Cooley getting the assist for Cooley. He's really racked up the helpers as he now has 25 assists on the season. It's Utah 1, New York 0. Islanders have outshot the Hockey Club 19-8. Connor Ingram's in his first game since early November, and Ingram's done a good job in net. He has saved all 19 shots he has seen so far. It's early third period. Utah leads the New York Islanders 1-0. Other games in progress. After 1 period, the Kings lead the Flames 1-0. Also after 1 period, no score between the Rangers and Golden Knights. Rangers will be in town this upcoming Thursday. I know quite a few Rangers want to go to that one. Also after 1 period, Wild lead the Sharks 1-0. NHL games have gone final. David Pastrnak scored an overtime game winner as Boston defeated Florida on national TV 4-3. Kraken defeat the Sabres 6-2. Senators get a 5-0 shutout over the Penguins. Claude Giroux, no relation to Damian Giroux of Kansas City, had 3 assists. And Levi Merilainen picked up the shutout. And Merilainen, if I remember right, is a former league goaltender. If I remember right, he used to play with the Allen Americans. Merilainen gets a shutout. Ottawa defeats Pittsburgh 5-0. Vancouver shuts out Toronto 3-0 as Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, and Kiefer Sherwood each scored a goal. Stars in a shootout got a game winner from Jason Robertson as they defeat Montreal 2-1. Devils in overtime defeat the Lightning 3-2. Stefan Nosen picked up the overtime power play game winner. Jack Hughes got his 35th assist on the game-winning goal, and Bratt picked up his 36th helper. Flyers shut out the Ducks 6-0. That had to be a good feeling for John Tortorella's crew. Flyers outshot the Ducks 30-22. Oilers got a 4-3 victory over the Blackhawks. The game-winning goal was scored by Zach Hyman 7:18 into the third period. Blue Jackets defeat the Blues 2-1. Jets get a 3-0 shutout over the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche. Capitals defeat the Predators 4-1. Alex Ovechkin scored on an empty net, 19:01 into the third period. It's Ovechkin's 20th goal of the season. Utah's got a 3-1 lead after 2 periods. They played some outstanding hockey as of late. Cody Corbett with his late first period goal. He now has a goal in back-to-back games. Neil Shea has 1 goal and 1 assist, and that means that Shea now has a point in 9 straight home games. Andrew Nilsson has 1 assist. His point-scoring streak extended to 5 games. Luke Manning doesn't have any points tonight. Actually has 1 assist tonight. Manning leads Utah with 4 shots. He has a +2. In fact, that forward line of Mastrodonato, Manning, and Shea are each a +2. Cody Corbett is a +1 tonight, or a +2 tonight. Quite a few other Grizzlies are a +1. For Kansas City, it's oddly enough kind of been that forward line that combined on the goal. David Cotton, Jackson Berezowski, Nolan Sullivan. They played pretty well. For the Grizzlies, you just have to find a way to keep control of that top forward line to Max Androv, Cade Borchard, and Casey Crew. With Kansas City getting a power play to start the third period, you almost have a feeling that the tone of the third period is going to be set within the first 2 minutes of this third period. Can the Grizzlies find a way to kill off the penalty and maybe even extend the lead? Utah does have 2 shorthanded goals this season. We'll come back and have third period action on the other side as we got a pretty good Saturday night crowd. The officials are calling them tight. Will they let them play a little bit more here in the third period? We'll find out as we'll come back with third period action here in about 2 minutes as Utah leads Kansas City 3-1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
We're tied at 3 heading into the third period. Both teams have 10 scoring chances, according to the off-ice officials, through 2 periods. Kansas City had 8 scoring chances in the second period compared to the Grizzlies with 3. Utah did have 7 scoring chances in the first frame. Kansas City has won the battle of the face-off circle, 27-20. Grizzlies have 15 hits through 2 periods. Kansas City has 10. Grizzlies have 4 giveaways, and Kansas City has 7 through 2 periods. Jake Barczewski, I think it's the save of the year, maybe the save of the decade. It's probably the best save I've seen the Grizzlies player in my time here, as he was on his side. Go to the Grizzlies social media account if you haven't seen it to see what the save looks like. Obviously, around Flow Sports, you had a good view of it. It's just, he was laying on his side. Kansas City probably didn't get it up high enough, and Barczewski just snatched it with his glove. Kansas City on the power play will start out with the forward line of McCallum. Drew's going to take the face-off. David Cotton and Jackson Berezowski. They're going to go up 4 forwards, and Justin McPherson's the lone defenseman. For the Grizzlies, they will have Shea Mastrodonato. Those are the 2 forwards. Yoon and Dashke are the defensive pairings. The Grizzlies have arguably their 4 best players on the ice for their penalty kill here early in the third period. Ryan Kanasevich going with a dark-colored suit here tonight. He went with kind of a lighter shade yesterday. Christian Horn with a black suit jacket and a blue shirt with a navy blue tie. Grizzlies won the draw. Dashke will flip it all the way deep into the Maverick zone. Kansas City skates from left to right here in the third period. Grizzlies from right to left. As the Mavericks, Justin McPherson will race to neutralize. Now drop it back for Berezowski, who moves to his left for Drew. Drew crosses center ice. He steps over the offensive line with ease. Drops it for Cotton. Pass picked off. Neil Shea races down the middle. He chases after the puck. LaFontaine will brush it towards the right corner. Shea fires horizontally, and LaFontaine dove. I'm not sure if he got a piece of it or not, but Shea on an impossible angle couldn't find a way to connect. He comes off the ice. 1 minute and 20 seconds are left in Kansas City's power play. McCallum over the line. Old chipping off his towards his left off the left wing boards. Now David Cotton, the Kansas City captain, will throw it to his left. Mavericks move the puck around McCallum. He's on the left side, just outside the circle, over to McPherson. Back to McCallum. They'll move it to the far goal line. Kansas City back up top to McPherson. Right side, he'll take a shot. Gets redirected and goes wide. McCallum over in the left corner. Gets pushed by Hume. Grizzlies trying to yank it away. Puck goes towards the point. Kansas City gets it. Drew, high slot, lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes to Dasky, who clears it off the near wall. He tried to get to Galani. Got occupied by Drew. 2 Mavericks almost collide in the left wing. Kansas City in the offensive zone. Berezowski gets pushed down by Messner. No call on the play. Puck goes to the left corner. McCallum feeds it out in front. Gallant tried to clear it. It bounced off of Cotton. Cotton gets up top. McPherson, high slot. Lefty shot goes wide. He missed the net. Glove sign on Barczewski. Cotton back to Drew along the right wing boards. 20 seconds left in the power play. Over to McPherson. He'll take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Barczewski. He holds on as he snatched it about chest high. Barczewski gets a swig of water. He's been outstanding tonight. He has saved 20 of 22. I make that 21 of 22. I tell you not to do math on the air, and my Kearns High math fails me from time to time. Barczewski has saved 21 of 22 here tonight. Drow's giving me the right circle. Cole Fonstan will take it against Max Androv. And it's kind of odd considering this is Kansas City's top forward line and top power play unit. It's kind of odd that for the majority of the power play, they went with the other units, even though the other units what got them their power play goal in the second period. Crawford gets after. Kansas City won the draw. Androv gets to the right side for Borchard. Borchard back to Androv. As he'll skate towards the right corner. He'll feed it back to Borchard. Trying to get to Morrison in the right circle. It's picked off. Fairbrother tried to shovel it out. Now Fairbrother will lunge the puck out to center ice. Grizzlies are back at full strength. Nilsson thought about joining the play. Now he'll skate towards the bench. As Kansas City deep in their own zone. Turn it over. Webster to the right side. Now over to Wood. He'll take a shot. He scores! Riley Wood gets his 12th of the year, and the Grizzlies get some much-needed insurance as it's now a 4-1 game. When Kansas City turned it over, and Riley Wood over to the right side, fed it, stick side pass, LaFontaine. Webster battled, chipped it off a skate. Wood on a drive-by skated in. He had all sorts of momentum, and he fired a one-timer past LaFontaine. It kicked off of the skate of Andreov, and Wood just fired it over the right shoulder of LaFontaine to make it a 4-1 game. Grizzlies win the draw. Not only was it a successful penalty kill, but the Grizzlies get momentum with a goal here 2 minutes into the third period. Low height, rolls along the near wall, deep in the Maverick zone. Buell tries to brush it away from low height. Puck goes to Konepke, who skates around his net. Konepke with a hot pass that connects towards Giroux. He crosses center ice. He'll toss his left for Konepke over the line. Konepke will bounce it off a Grizzly. Buell gets to Nilsson. As Cade Nilsson crosses center ice, he'll tap it off the far wall. Buell chases after it. Getting there a stride ahead of him is Chase Spencer. Puck along the near boards towards low height. Make that Morrison. He'll lift it over the head of Giroux. Puck hipping opposite to Corbett. Actually saw his father during the second intermission. No icing as Kansas City makes a line change. They let it go as they didn't want to risk too many men being on the ice. Didn't want to risk one of those penalties. As Corbett gets it out to center ice off the stick. Kansas City recovers. Mavericks back deep in their own zone. Mazza will get it towards Powell. He crosses center ice. No whip it around the boards. Right corner. Corbett delivers a blow on Cotton. McCallum collides with Shea. Now right side, Berezowski shot saved by Barczewski. Corbett will throw McCallum along the right corner. Cotton to the left side, feeds up top. Powell, they'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Berezowski over to Bart. Shot and a score. McCallum to Berezowski to the back of the net. Pass Barczewski. Great pass by McCallum out in front. And the Mavericks cut into the Grizzlies' lead. It's now a 4-2 game. Riley Wood scored 2:13 into the third, with Reed Lepster getting his 6th assists of the year. McCallum was behind the net, behind Barczewski's right shoulder, and he fed it out in front to Berezowski on a great pass. Berezowski threaded the needle. Berezowski was out there, and he got it past Barczewski. So Jackson Berezowski gets his 13th of the year. Landon McCallum gets his 10th assist. And Jay Powell gets his first point of the season. This is 13th game with Kansas City. As the puck goes into the Maverick zone, Powell runs it down. The big 6'3" defenseman, no relation to the former Major League Baseball pitcher from about a generation ago. Mavericks dump it in. Barczewski will wheel it along the glass. Puck goes out to center ice. Crawford gets it. Gallant in front of him. Gallant gets a piece of it, but the puck goes towards Androv. He skips it across to Jimmy Mazza. 4 minutes into the third period, it's 4-2 Grizzlies. Androv gets around Wood, but it's jabbed away by Messner. Grizzlies make a full line change. Ahead to Borchard, right wing. Steps over the offensive line. Boy, Carew was in there long before the puck was. No offside. Grizzlies will clear it off the far wing boards out to center ice. Andreov will roll it along the boards. Barczewski couldn't cut it off. Borchard, he gets blasted by Jensen. Puck back to the right corner. Loose puck. Mavericks get up behind the net. Borchard trying to smooth out the bouncing puck. He'll get it to Carew. Now up top. Konepke, left side. Lefty shot goes wide. Crawford will fire it off the left corner. McPherson back around the wall. Androv will cycle it back to the left side. Jensen over to Wood. He collides with McPherson, who tried to move it to his right behind his back. Wood gets it, and he'll throw it to the left wing for Fonstad. He'll race after it. Fonstad gets it. He's firing past. Shot. What a save by LaFontaine. As Fonstad found Webster cutting in front of the net. Webster's shot was snatched about waist high by LaFontaine. Boy, great stop by the Kansas City goaltender. That keeps it a 4-2 game. But what a great pass by Fonstad. Fonstad to Lepster, and Lepster got a pretty good piece of it. LaFontaine just kind of snatched it and kind of wheeled the arm around after making the save on the follow-through. 14:57 left in the third period, and we've seen some high-quality hockey here tonight. Utah leads Kansas City 4-2. Both teams already have a goal here early in the third period. Grizzlies win the draw. Dashke high slot, shovels it towards the net. It's blocked. Buell with a shot. That's blocked away. All three of Buell's goals this season have been assisted by Dylan Fitz. Greg Armstrong over to the right side. Kansas City kicks it out of the zone. Grizzlies try to re-enter it. And offside are the Grizzlies. 14:43 is left in the third. But both goaltenders, and it's been on that net on the left side, both goaltenders made some highlight saves on that end of the ice. The left side is we're seeing it here from high top section 114. Cade Nelson will take the draw. He's got 3 goals and 10 assists in 28 games this season. Grizzlies win the draw. They'll dump it in. Spencer over to Low Height along the near boards. Low Height will corral the puck and he'll get it towards Konepke, who races into the offensive zone. He'll drop it to his left. Mavericks skate in. Lefty shot hits the crossbar and goes wide towards the right side. Spencer fires towards the net, and that's blocked by Yoon. Grizzlies will clear it out to center ice where it's snatched by Chase Spencer. It's his second game with Kansas City. Low Height trying to get it towards Drew. It's kicked away by Armstrong. Mavericks reset in their own zone, skating from left to right. Chase Spencer gets it ahead about 20 feet, north-south towards Cotton. Cross-ice pass is picked off. Grizzlies over the offensive line, drop it for Shea. Shea, right wing, shot is blocked by Konepke. Shea backhands it up top for Corbett. Puck bounced over his stick. Corbett races after it. Kansas City gets there first. As Sullivan gets nudged from behind by Corbett, and Sullivan lost his balance. Good defensive work by Corbett, even though Sullivan appeared to have a speed advantage on him. Cross-country pass goes wide of the mark as they're looking for Cotton around center ice. And Kansas City's called for icing with 13:44 left in the third. Last night, the Grizzlies trailed 2-1 after 2 periods before scoring 4 unanswered third-period tallies. That was the first victory for the Grizzlies this season when trailing after 2 periods. This season, when leading after 2 periods, the Grizzlies have a record of 7-0. Knock on wood if you're a Grizzlies fan. 4 is the magic number for the Grizzlies. They have 4 tonight. Grizzlies are 10-1-1 when scoring 4 more goals this season. Messner will take the draw. He's got Fitz to his left and Gallant to his right. Up top is Corbett and Nilsson, the 2 veterans. Utah wins the draw. Gallant trying to get it up top. Kansas City moves it back to center ice. Berezowski will whip it around the boards. Barcheski lets it go. Nilsson gets a good shoulder check from Kansas City. Grizzlies race out to center ice. Messner will push it in, and they'll chase after it in the right wing. Messner gets the puck, and he'll jab it towards Fitz, who couldn't reach far enough to get it. Puck in the left point of the Kansas City zone. Mavericks get it as the puck moves back deep in the Mavericks end. Messner chases after it. He overskates it. Puck goes from one corner to the other as Kansas City will tap it off the near glass. It bounced off the side of Berezowski onto Jensen, who zips it out to Fitz. It goes past him and skies into the Kansas City zone. LaFontaine behind his net will drop as the Mavericks wheel it along the near wall to Carew. Carew will skate back behind Kansas City's net. Wood chasing after Carew. He's got good speed. Carew gets around Fonstad and Wood. He crosses center ice, and he will chip it to the right corner. Kansas City has it with Casey Carew. He's to the right side. He'll skate towards the point, towards Crawford. Carew gets pushed as he'll throw it to the corner that he vacated. Fonstad takes the puck. Fonstad spent 2 years in the AHL with Cleveland. He'll drop it for Lepster over the offensive line. Lepster left wing, dangles back and forth. He keeps the puck. He's down the slot, moves to his right for Dashke. Shot is blocked away as it flies out of play off the Maverick. As it goes off the protective netting. 12:25 is left in the third. It's the Grizzlies 4 and the Mavericks 2. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
12:25 is left in the third period. Grizzlies lead 4-2. It was a 3-1 game after 2 periods. Briley Wood scored 2:13 on a one-timer from the right wing. Reed Lepster picked up an assist. And then Kansas City scored even strength 3:36 in. With Jackson Berezowski getting the goal, Landon McCallum and Jay Powell picked up the assist. The fan attempted to chug a beer, and boy, he did not get very far. Bald head and beard, and he continues to try to chug the beer. Come on, finish it, Powell, and he does. Atta baby. Fans give him a standing ovation as he holds his cup up with pride over his right shoulder. Kansas City wins the faceoff. The helicopter and out to center ice. Yoon on two knees, trying to corral it like a baseball catcher. Kansas City over the line. Drew drops for low high. He fires towards net. Save. Rebound shot. Saved by Barczewski again. Puck goes off near the end wall. 2-on-2 battle. Morrison backhands up top to Crawford. He'll fire towards the net. Gets redirected by low height stick and it flies out of play. 12:03 is left in the third period. Draw's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. Neil Shea's the only Grizzly that has a multiple-point game so far tonight. Shea is now tied with Derek Dashke for the club lead with 6 multiple-point games. Jackson Berezowski's got a multiple-point game for Kansas City as he has 1 goal and 1 assist. Last of a 2-game series. These teams will meet 5 times later in the regular season, with all 5 meetings being over at Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri. Next week, the Grizzlies will have 4 games in 5 days. Next Wednesday, the Grizzlies will be in Cincinnati, and then next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they'll face the Bloomington Bison for the first series ever. The Bison are a first-year franchise. Mavericks have it in the right wing. Crawford fires towards the net. It goes over Barczewski's glove. Stays in play. Left point. Cotton dance around. He fires towards the net. Barczewski makes a save as he snatched it about stomach high. He holds on. 11:45 is left in the third. Draw's going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. And how about Jake Barczewski? So far tonight, he has saved 24 of 26, including a stop late in the second period. That has to be not only the save of the week, maybe the save of the year. And for the Grizzlies, might be the save of this decade so far. I know Trent Miner's made some outstanding stops in his 3 years with Utah. But boy, what Jake Barczewski put forth in the second period, that's got to top them all. Draws in the left circle. Luke Manning's kicked out of the circle. Let's see. Masha Donato will take the draw. Masha Donato with the goal in the second period. He now has a point in 9 of his last 10 games. Waiting to drop the puck. They finally do. Kansas City wins the faceoff. Left point. Around the wall. Towards the right corner. It's cut off by Nielsen. He'll move it to Shea. He wobbles it to Manning. Manning steps over the offensive line. Left side with momentum. He fires towards the net. Glove saved by LaFontaine as he snatched it about ankle high. Arm is raised by the referee. And we get a high sticking penalty. Who's it on? I think it's on the Grizzlies. As Crawford cross-checks Masha Donato in the side. On the penalty, I think, is on Kansas City. Justin McPherson can't believe it. He is yelling at Coltrane Wilson. It's a 2-minute penalty. McPherson goes to the box. Coltrane Wilson, who spent 2 seasons with Kansas City. McPherson, this is his second year with Kansas City. He spent 11 games with them last year. He played at St. Mary's University. I was checking to see if he was a teammate with Coltrane Wilson. He wasn't. McPherson shakes his head back and forth. Can the Grizzlies pick up some more insurance? They won 5-2 last night, and right now it's a 4-2 game. The high sticking penalty from McPherson came 8:30 into the third period. Messner will take the draw. He wins it. Shea will push it slowly towards Masha Donato on the high slot over to Dashke. Now to Shea, left corner. Shea gets rammed into by Jimmy Mazza, and Kansas City comes out with it. Andreoff tries to split a double team. Dashke trips him up. That's going to be a penalty on the Grizzlies. As the whistle blows, as Andreoff had the puck, he was skating at center ice, tried to split a double team. Dashke did what he had to do. It looked like Andreoff was trying to break free of the double team, and he would have had a breakaway if he would have done so. Derek Dashke checks his stick as he tripped up Max Androv. And so that will do it for the Grizzlies' power plays. Dashke flexes his stick to make sure it's not broken. Derek gets 2 minutes for tripping. 11:14 left in the third period. So we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 44 seconds. Grizzlies' power play lasted 16 seconds. Grizzlies have scored 1 goal in a 4-on-4 situation this year, and they have allowed 1 goal in a 4-on-4 situation. Go at the ice opening up a little bit. Kansas City's hoping that this is a good chance to tie the game. And for the Grizzlies, they want to utilize their speed and see if they can find a way to get some more insurance. 11 minutes and 14 seconds are left in the third period. It's the Grizzlies 4 and the Mavericks 2. Draws in the left circle. Cole Fonstown will take it for Utah. Kansas City's Drew wins it. Left side. Crawford will pedal towards his right, and he fires it off the end wall. Wood and Fairbrother battle with a couple Mavericks. Starting pass, Berezowski shot is blocked by Yoon's ankle, maybe around the calf area. Drew, left side, skates towards the far goal line. He tries to center it out in front to cutting Berezowski. Pass goes wide of the mark. Wood will jab it out to center ice. Mavericks get it back. Crawford ahead to Drew. Mavericks re-enter 2-on-3. Drew gets around Fairbrother. Drew's got good speed. He skates around Utah's net towards the right side. Now he stops the high slot. He'll feed it behind his back for Berezowski in the right wing. Berezowski will skate towards the point. He'll lay it for Drew, who dances around. He's at the right point. Drew will skip it back into the Maverick zone as Kansas City will switch up skaters and slow the pace down. Less than 1 minute left in the 4-on-4, and then McPherson will come out of the box, and the Mavericks will have an abbreviated power play. Androv out to center ice. He's an assist machine. He'll step over the offensive line, drop it for Borch. He'll take a shot. Blocker saved by Barcheski. Rebound towards the left wing. Carew gets rammed into by Corbett. Carew strong with the puck, though. He'll lay it for Borchert. Borchert skates towards the right wing. Corbett pins him. One of the referees went down. That's Austin Rook. Nilsson zips it across to Shea. He gets a new try. Shea crosses center. It is even strength, so we can't just dump it in. He gets it taken away by Borchert. Androv will get the puck. Androv will skate towards the left point. He'll casually get it to Borchert. He skates towards the left circle. Momentum will take a righty shot and hits the post. And the iron was unkind as the puck ricochets all the way out to center ice. Late in the 4-on-4, Borchert dances around. He'll skate to his left. East over the offensive line, across to Androv. Will take a shot. Saved by Barcheski in the butterfly position. Corbett runs after the loose puck. He will lift it into the Maverick zone. McPherson's out of the box. 10 seconds left in Kansas City's short power play. Dashke standing in the Utah penalty box. McPherson throws it behind his back for Crawford, who moves to his right for Lowhite. Lowhite steps over the line, skates down the middle, take a righty shot that goes high and wide. Dashke's out of the box. Lowhite to the left wing gets double team. Messner spun him around. Puck goes to Sullivan. He gets it back to Lowhite. He's in the left wing. He gets pushed by Yoon. Lowhite dancing back and forth, trying to break free of Yoon. Puck goes back along the left wing boards. Kansas City centers it out in front. It's picked off by Fairbrother off his stick. Puck goes towards the left wing wall. Fairbrother delivers a big hit as he knocks down a Maverick as Crawford is holding up Fairbrother. No penalty either way. Fairbrother and Crawford holding each other up. Right wing shot saved by Barcheski. Fairbrother pushes Crawford. Barcheski goes down as he loses his helmet. Cotton in the area. And now Crawford and Fairbrother continue to yell at each other. Those guys got physical with each other last night. Crawford had held up Fairbrother's arm for about 10 or 11 seconds. Barcheski got ran into. He lost his helmet in a collision out in front of the net. So play is getting pretty animated here halfway through the third period. 8 minutes and 40 seconds are left. And out of all of that, I'm not sure we're going to get a penalty, which is miraculous considering how many penalties we've had so far. Cotton just pushed Barcheski, removing his helmet. That was deliberate by Cotton. It should have been a penalty, but wasn't called. And with Barcheski's helmet coming off, the whistle blew and stopped play. So Drozgame in the Grizzlies zone, Ryan Kanaswich. I mean, of all the things we've seen this game called tightly, it's kind of interesting that Cotton ramming into Barcheski wasn't a penalty. Pretty good crowd. I think this might actually be a slightly bigger crowd than what we had last night. Draws in the right circle. They've seen a good one. Utah leads 4-2. Kansas City's trying to put up a comeback attempt. Draw one by the Mavericks. If Tahoe loses and Kansas City wins in regulation, Kansas City regains first place in the Mountain Division. And as Cody Corbett will get the puck, will get it to Shea in the left wing. Shea races into the offensive zone. He centers now towards Manning. Manning shots. And that one goes wide as he missed the net on LaFontaine. Shea around the net. He'll get to Masher Donato on the right wing. Grizzlies in the offensive zone. Masher Donato gets it sticked away by Morrison. Barcheski over in the right corner gets to Nilsson. He'll backhand it ahead. Puck towards Manning. He gets double teamed. Giroux and Mazza pushed him, and McCallum took the puck. McCallum over the line. He'll skip it to the left corner. Jensen races after. McCallum pushes Jensen in the shoulder. Puck goes to the right side. Mazza tried to fire towards the net. It's blocked by Armstrong. Kansas City keeps it in. McCallum off the left corner. Giroux trying to get it towards a cutting Casey Crew in the left wing. Grizzlies clear it back to center. Maz over to Crew. He enters from the right side. He gets pushed into by Jensen. Borchard takes the puck. He skates around Manning. Borchard around the net looking for a wraparound. Shot saved by Barczewski. And the goal light went off. The goal light went off. Casey Crew and everybody on Kansas City saw that, and they think a goal was scored. They might look at it. Barczewski made the stop. There's 7:37 left in the third period. Kansas City is doing a good job here in the third period, getting traffic out in front of the net. The goal light went off. We're not sure if the whistle blew before the puck crossed the goal line. Obviously, the goal judge saw something. Kansas City is arguing that a goal was scored. They might go to video replay to take a look at it. Kansas City is holding a celebration aisle near their bench as if they had scored a goal. Borchard on the wraparound, pucking it up between Barczewski's legs. A Maverick tried to dive towards Barczewski to knife the puck into the back of the net. From that angle, it's impossible to tell where the puck was. Coltrane Wilson now looking at the scores table. Since I believe it is a reviewable play, obviously the goal line's reviewable. It probably wouldn't hurt for them to take a look at it. Now the linesman, Tyler Kessen's going to go talk with Kansas City head coach Tad O'Haddon. They're going to take a look at it on video replay. Previous plays under review, I believe it was, I never did see a goal signal by either referee. So I believe the call on the ice is no goal. Right now, the Grizzlies lead 4-2 as there's 7:37 left in the third period. They're not going to show the replay on the video board. They don't want to let the crowd influence potentially the call on the ice. You know, maybe emotionally get the referees to try to signal one way or the other. Coltrane Wilson and Austin Rook are taking a good long look at the tablet to see if it's a 4-2 Grizzlies lead or if it's 4-3. What fun action here at Maverik Center. Kansas City is an outstanding team, and if you're the Grizzlies, you have to feel good about winning 5-2 last night and holding your own with a 2-goal lead here late in the third period tonight. And because we're not seeing a replay right now, we really don't have a way, one way or another, and really it might depend on whether a whistle blew, whether the puck actually crossed the goal line, and, you know, what do they consider to be, you know, held on to by Barczewski. As the puck was under him, you can tell Barczewski probably didn't have control of it. The two officials are coming out of the scores table. Let's see what the determination is. It's a good goal. It's 4-3. Brian Kanasowicz puts both arms in the air. He can't believe it. Kanasowicz is now having a conversation with Austin Rook. They call it a good goal. It's 4-3. And Kanasowicz talking about a kind of a jabbing motion. Here's the replay. Borchard on the wraparound. Got it towards Barczewski. And knifing it in. The whistle didn't blow. And Kansas City dove in at the last second to put the puck in the back of the net. And that's Max Andreov. Andreov, as Barczewski was trying to cover up, came in. And between Barczewski's leg, he just jabbed the puck past Barczewski and past the goal line. The goal counts, and it's 4-3. Andreev's goal is assisted by Cade Borchard and Casey Carew. 12:23 into the third period. It's a 4-3 game. Kansas City has scored 2 unanswered here in the third period to close the gap. Grizzlies win the draw. Yoon fires towards LaFontaine, who sticks it back towards the left wing. Webster gets checked by McPherson. Wood gets the puck in the right wing. He gets held up along the boards by Andreev as McPherson gets the puck. And he will tap it off the far glass. Yoon gets it center ice. Across to Webster in the left wing. He'll step over the offensive line. He'll dump it to the corner. He gets cut off by Crawford. McPherson gets a good shoulder check from Briley Wood. Fonstad on the left side gets to Webster as Utah's looking for some insurance. It's now 1-goal game. Webster fires towards the net. And a shoulder save by LaFontaine. Webster gets pushed in the right corner by McPherson. And Drab trying to yank the puck away. Fonstad looks nearby. McPherson will jab it towards his right. Now McPherson behind the net. Gets challenged by Webster. Webster lifts McPherson's stick. Glonk skates over, but he couldn't gather the puck. Corbett in the right point. Fires towards the net. Net sticked away as the puck goes high into the air off the protective netting. 6:40 is left in the third period. The draw's going to be in the Kansas City zone. You know, the thought is if the whistle never blew and Androv came in and they say that Barczewski didn't have control of the puck, or at least enough to blow the whistle, then Androv diving in towards the midsection of Barczewski, putting it into the back of the net, would be a legal play. So Draw's going to be over on the right side. McMessner will take it for Utah. He's out there with Gallant and Fitz. Kansas City has outshot Utah 31-22. Mavericks have a big edge here in the third frame. Gallant gets it after Utah won the faceoff. He tried to get it back towards Messner. Puck hits the top of the boards. Nielsen over to the right side. Skates in. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by LaFontaine. Kansas City gets the rebound. Mavericks skate from left to right. Cross-side feed bounced off the shin of Berezowski. Berezowski gets a rough ride along the end boards by Nielsen. Fans like that. Left side, Konecki fires towards the net. Got redirected by Berezowski. Puck goes wide. Fitz with a hit. Puck lifts. Konecki kept it in. High slot. Lefty shot goes wide. Cotton over in the left wing. He gets pushed by Corbett. Cotton feeds up top. Konecki over towards Spencer. He fires a righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound goes to the far circle. Corbett couldn't clear it out. Now it's taken by Messner. He'll bounce it off of Sullivan. Gallant on one knee will clear it out to center ice. Kansas City resets with the puck. 5:48 and counting left in the third period. Fans take up a "Let's Go Grizzlies" chant. Low height gets it jabbed away by Jensen. Puck goes to New Trice. Now back into the Grizzlies zone. Run down by Neil Shea. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. As Fairbrother gets the puck. He'll zip it out ahead towards Manning. He'll dump it in. Puck hit off a weird angle on the right corner towards the slot. Run down by McPherson. He'll jab it to his right for Giroux. Giroux will roll one off the near wall. Taken by Jensen. He's in the right wing. Jensen will tap a pass low height on to Shea. He'll drop it for Manning. Manning skates into the offensive zone, and he will spin it along the boards. Grizzlies look to center it. The only guy there was Crawford. Problem is he plays for the Mavericks. He crosses center ice, and a gentle push in a mild arc, and the old biscuit goes into the left corner of the Grizzlies zone. Manning will clear it back into the Kansas City line. Androv across to Powell. He races to neutralize. The big 6'3 defenseman trying to dump it in. Yoon will tap it back to the center red line as Borchard tries to get around Webster. Borchard lost the puck. Yoon gets it. He'll slide it across to Dashke, who will tap it off the near wall for Fonstad, who gets across center ice. Now he steps over the blue and tees it up for Wood, who rolls it along the wall to the right corner. As Webster gets engulfed by Powell. Yoon trying to get it towards Dashke, and he does off a Borchard stick. Borchard runs into Dashke as the puck will slide slowly towards the right corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Dashke keeps in. He'll get to Fonstad left side. He tried to skate towards his right, and Mazza cut him off and took the puck away. Puck goes back to Dashke left side. He'll tap it off a stanchion behind Kansas City's net. Mavericks will whip it to the far side. It's run down by Borchard. He'll cross center ice. He battles with Fonstad. Fonstad holds his ground. Wood gets the puck, and he will saucer it in. Grizzlies make a full line change. 3:48 and counting left in the third period. Mavericks cross center ice. Spencer over the offensive line. He'll move it to his right. Cotton shot. Glove save by Barczewski as he snatched it about ankle high. Jake Barczewski's been a brick wall tonight. Utah leads 4-3. We'll see if they hold on as Utah's got the 1-goal lead late in the third period. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Now we got a barn burner here at Maverik Center as Utah leads 4-3 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third period. We'll see if the Grizzlies can hold on. We're probably a couple minutes away from Jack LaFontaine coming out for an extra attacker. Jake Barczewski has made some highlight saves here tonight. Draws give me the Grizzly zone in the left circle. McCallum will take the draw against McMessner. He's out there with Fitz and Gallant. Cody Corbett is paired up with Andrew Nilsson. They're on the ice as well. Draw one by Kansas City. They'll get to McPherson. One-timer. Glove save by Barczewski. Boy, that was a tough one. That one had seemed to have a bit of English on it. And Barczewski got the helicoptering shot from McPherson as he snatched it about waist high. 3:35 left in the third. Kansas City has really put the pressure on offensively over the last two frames. In the second period, the Mavericks outshot the Grizzlies 14-7. Here in the third period, Mavericks have a 14-4 edge in the shot count. So Mavericks, since the end of the first period, they've outshot the Grizzlies 28-11. Draws me in the right circle as McCallum gets pushed down by Messner. Around the net, Berezowski gets boarded into the glass by Nilsson. Corbett around the wall, right point. McPherson with good hands will throw it to his left for McCallum. Right wing righty shots blocked about 10 feet in front of Barczewski. As Kansas City, Marcus Crawford has played a ton of minutes tonight. Dangles back and forth. He's along the left wing. He'll shuffle towards the point. Now he fires towards the net, and it goes wide. Fitz fanned on it. Now he gets it, and he will pitchfork it all the way deep into the Maverick zone. It's going to be icing on Utah as there's 3:02 left in the third period. This is the type of game, one-goal contest. Nobody's headed for the exits. Everybody wants to see how this one will end. Draws me in the left circle. 3 minutes are left, and they pulled the goaltender. LaFontaine is out. 6-on-5. Kansas City's net is empty with 3 minutes left in regulation. As Tato rolls the dice here late in the third. Kansas City wins the draw. Crawford, 3 minutes left. Their net's empty. He'll get it to his left for Carew. As Carew will get it towards the far side. Horizontal shot is blocked away by Barczewski. Crawford gets to the right corner for Androv. Back towards Crawford. Over to Androv. Back to Crawford. They play catch righty. Shot saved by Barczewski. Puck to the left side. Fitz battles. Grizzlies batted off of Crawford, who keeps it in the left point. Across to Androv. He's on the right side. 2:35 left in the third. Androv shoulder fakes. Now he gets to Crawford. One-timer saved by Barczewski. Cole Gallant has a glance off of Crawford. On to Androv right side. He'll skate towards the corner. He gets around Gallant. As Giroux battles with Corbett. Messner trying to poke the puck away towards Fitz. Over in the corner, Kansas City, Borchard shot saved by Barczewski. But Borchard had a good look as there was a scrum. Puck ended up in the right circle. Borchard, the league's leading goal scorer, took a shot, and Barczewski made a great save about waist high. He holds on as there's 2:16 left in the third. And the Grizzlies find a way to at least clear the puck out to neutral ice. Boy, what drama we've had here at Maverik Center. Smoke him if you got him. Utah's looking for the two-game weekend sweep against a strong Kansas City club. Mavericks came into this series having won 8 straight road games. 2:16 left in the third as they get the time put back on the clock. A little bit of a clock adjustment. Tad O'Had talking with Coltrane Wilson. Coltrane Wilson was one of Tad O'Had's former players a couple years ago. Manning will take the draw against Androv. Well, you know who both coaches will trust the most. Those are the guys on the ice right here and right now. Draw one by Kansas City. They skate in. Shea took the puck away. He'll get to Masho Donato on the right side. He'll skate around Carew. He'll skate in. He'll take a shot. He scores! The Maestro gets his second of the game. And this baby's in the refrigerator as the Grizzlies have taken a 5-3 lead. Boy, when the Grizzlies needed it the most, they came up with a big clear. Shea got to Masho Donato. He skated around Carew, and Masho Donato had an open net, and he fired into it. That's the Maestro's second of the game. Kansas City skates in. Fairbrother will tap it off the far glass. Puck is cleared. In the net right now is LaFontaine as it's a 5-3 game. Kansas City skates in, left wing, lefty shot, saved by Barcheski. Boy, Jake Barcheski has been unbelievable tonight. A minute 43 is left in the third period. Jake Barcheski has saved 34 of 37. Neil Shea gets an assist on the Mastrodonato empty netter, 17:53, and Shea now has 1 goal and 2 assists. Mastrodonato has 2 goals. LaFontaine is out once again. Kansas City's net's empty. It's 5-3 Grizzlies. Draw one by Kansas City. Crawford over to the left circle. Kansas City skates in. Shot saved by Barcheski from the left wing. Now taking the puck is Nielsen. He'll clear it out. Fonstadt races after it. So does Marcus Crawford. And icing is on Utah with 1 minute and 28 seconds left in the third. We'll see if Tad O'Had uses his one timeout. There's minute 28. It's a 2-goal game. If it was a 1-goal game, he would certainly think about using his timeout. Kansas City wins the draw. They're over in the left circle. Crawford behind the net for Morrison. He gets held up by Nielsen. Young gets pushed. Nielsen hits the ice. Puck to the right side for Andriov. Over towards Drew, dance around. He's an outstanding skater. Morrison to the far side. About 1 minute 5 left. Mavericks high slot. Shot and a score. That's Marcus Crawford scoring from the high slot. 1 minute 2 seconds are left in the third. It's now a 5-4 game. Crawford gets his 4th of the year. Morrison was looking to redirect it. Morrison did a good job, I think, taking away some of the vision of Barcheski. A minute 2 seconds are left in the third. Crawford gets the goal. Carew and Borchard with the assists. Grizzlies thought they had it on ice with a 5-3 lead after Shea scored the empty netter. Mastrodonato scoring the empty netter with his second of the game, with Shea getting the assist. 51 seconds left. It's a 1-goal game. Mavericks in their own zone. LaFontaine is in net right now. He will exit once Kansas City gets to Utah ice. Carew ahead towards center ice. Morrison will squib one into the right corner. Borchard chases after it. Now around the net. Mastrodonato will throw it towards the Kansas City bench. It bounced off the Maverick in the bench. Tron's going to come back into the Grizzlies zone with 32.5 seconds left in the third. The 4 officials are talking in front of the Kansas City bench as to where the faceoff's going to be. The Kansas City, knowing that the puck was towards the bench area, did they take their stick over the boards? I think if I remember right, during a game in Wichita, a Grizzly player got penalized for something like that. Brown's going to be in the Grizzly zone. 32.5 seconds left. Biggest face-off of the game. And it's going to be Luke Manning taking it for the Grizzlies against Max Androv. Boy, things don't come easy around here, do they? 5-4 Grizzlies. They got a battle for the 2 standings points tonight. Now 2 officials, 1 linesman and 1 referee are going to check the clock to see how much time's left. Right now there's 32.5 seconds left. Tad O'Had in a conversation. Does he use the timeout? Doesn't look like it. Androv will take the draw against Manning. And the draw won by Kansas City. Up top, Crawford. Dangles back and forth. They'll take a shot. Gets redirected and goes just wide. 26 seconds left. Behind the net. Borchard gets the puck. He dangles back and forth. Gets it to Crawford. About the spot where he scored a minute ago. Over to Carew. Shot blocked by Yoon. Shot is redirected by Barcheski. 15 seconds left. Yoon gets the stick lifted. Kansas City gets up top. Crawford. Left side. Over to Carew. 10 seconds left. He fires towards the far goal line. Kansas City trying to trip it across towards Androv. Grizzlies couldn't clear it out. 4 seconds left. Crawford fires towards the side of the net. 1 second left. Kansas City can't get a final shot off. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 5-4, and there is no doubt about it. Jake Marcheski was outstanding in net as he made 34 big saves. Boy, Kansas City put together a furious rally to try to tie it up at the end. But the Grizzlies come away with the 2 standings points and the 2-game weekend sweep over the Kansas City Mavericks. Neil Shea had 1 goal and 2 assists, and Keaton Mastrodonado with 2 big goals. The empty netter he scored turned out to be the game winner. As Tad O'Had shakes the hands of Coltrane Wilson, one of his former defensemen. With the victory, the Grizzlies are now 6-2 over their last 8 games. The Grizzlies salute this great crowd here at Maverik Center. And the crowd salutes them back. Boy, the Grizzlies have been outstanding as of late. And what about Jake Marcheski? You talk about the guy over the last 5 games. Coming up with a 4-1 record. And even though Kansas City scored 4 goals, he made the save of the year late in the second period. He made some key stops in the third to keep the Grizzlies in the lead. We'll come back in 30 seconds and tell you who the 3 stars of the game are. Once again, the final score from Maverik Center. It's Utah Grizzlies 5 and the Kansas City Mavericks 4.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
That was a winning effort by the Grizzlies tonight. 5-4 is the final score. And boy, for the Grizzlies, you talk about a gut check there late in the third period, especially after Marcus Crawford scored 18:58 into the third period. 3 stars of the game here at Maverik Center. Let's see if we can listen to Mark Larson, the PA announcer.
With 34 saves, number 49, Jake. Our second star of the night with 2 goals, number 8, Cheetah. And finally, your first star of the game with 1 goal and 2 assists, number 22,
That's the 3 stars of the game. Jake Marcheski with 34 saves. He's the 3rd star. Keaton Mastrodonado with 2 goals, including the empty netter, which turned out to be the game winner. He's the 2nd star. Neil Shea is the number 1 star. Let's see when listen to the interview with Neil Shea.
Really a weekend sweep at home. How'd you feel about that game?
Feels really good. Obviously, to be one of the top teams in the 2 nights here, always huge. They returned the corner here. As you can see, they're playing a lot better, so it's exciting times.
And you guys were able to score early in this game compared to yesterday. Was that a goal for your guys'?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you get out ahead early, it's obviously set the tone for the night, so it's like
And what do you want to take from this series on to the rest of the season?
Just no steps back. It's obviously a rough stretch there. The 3 games are just going to keep climbing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's Neil Shea as the Grizzlies complete a 2-game weekend sweep over the Kansas City Mavericks. It's a multiple-point game for Neil Shea, which gives him 6 on the season, which ties him with Derek Dashke for the club lead. For Keaton Mastrodonado, with the 2 goals, he now has 5 multiple-point games on the season. Grizzlies scored both of the goals in the first period. They led 2-0 after 1. Neil Shea got his 14th of the year as he scored from the left wing. Luke Manning and Kay Jensen picked up the assist. That was 12-17 into the first period. Late in the first, Cody Corbett scored from along the left wing boards. He fired a glove side pass LaFontaine. Corbett now has a goal in back-to-back games. He has 2 on the season. Fitz and Mick Messner picked up the assists. Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 12-6 in the first period, and they led 2-0 after one. Interestingly enough, in the final two periods, Kansas City outshot Utah 32-12. The Grizzlies came up with 3 goals among those 12 shots. Utah extended the lead to 3-0 as Keaton Mastrodonado scored his 5th of the year, 9:46 in. He now has a point in 10 of his last 11 games. Andrew Nilsson and Neil Shea picked up the assists. Kansas City got on the board on a power play tally. David Cotton out in front got a rebound on a redirection from Jackson Berezowski. The original shot was taken by Justin McPherson. Cotton picked up his 3rd goal of the year. Berezowski and McPherson got the assists. Grizzlies led 3-1 after 2 periods. In the second period, Kansas City outshot Utah 14-7. In the third, it was an 18-5 shot advantage for Kansas City. Grizzlies made it 4-1 as Briley Wood scored on a one-timer from the right side. It was his 12th of the year as the puck just kind of laid off of Andreev's skate, and it just off of Andreev's skate, the puck was just laying in the right circle, and like a T, the puck was just kind of laying there like a T, and Briley Wood just kind of whined and fired, and he was able to find the fairway, or in this case, the back of the net. It's Wood's 12th goal of the season. Reed Lepster picked up the assist for his 6th of the year. Kansas City cut into the lead about a minute later. Jackson Berezowski got his 13th of the year. Landon McCallum and Jay Powell picked up the assist. That made it a 4-2 game. And then, kind of a weird play, though. Borcher was looking for a wraparound. Puck ended up between Barczewski's legs. I think the Grizzlies thought that he had covered up. Puck was still alive. I guess the officials saw some daylight. Andreev dove into the midsection of Barczewski and was able to jab the puck in the back of the net. The goal counted after video replay. It was originally not listed as a goal, but Andreev picked up his 8th of the year with Borchard and Carew getting the assist. And that was 12:23 into the third period. Tado had pulled his goaltender for an extra attacker with 3 minutes left in regulation. With a minute and with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. So Kansas City did have about a minute worth of offensive zone time with the extra attacker. Grizzlies were able to finally clear the zone as Keaton Mastrodonado scored on an empty net. It was his 6th of the year and 2nd of the game. Neil Shea picked up his 2nd assist of the contest. Little did the Grizzlies know they needed that goal. The Mastrodonado empty netter made it a 5-3 game. Marcus Crawford scored from the high slot, 18:58 in. Carew and Borchard picked up the assists. There was a bit of a screen. I think it was Cam Morrison out in front of the net using his big 6'3" frame. As he had boxed out Barczewski, and it didn't look like Barczewski had much of a vision or, much of a sight on it. Looked like, he was kind of blind there as Morrison did put together a pretty good screen out in front of the crease. And with that, Kansas City put together a pretty strong rally in the final minute to try to tie the game, but they couldn't get that grade A chance off. Barczewski and the Grizzlies defensive unit in front of him with a grade A effort to keep it a 5-4 game and secure the victory for the Grizzlies as Utah sweeps the 2-game series. Grizz have won 3 of their last 4 games, and they are 5-2 over their last 7 games. Kansas City gets their 10th regulation loss of the year. Their record falls to 20-10-3-1. So a successful homestand for the Grizzlies. They scored 5 goals last night, winning 5-2, and tonight they pick up another 5 goals. Over the last 9 games, the Grizzlies have scored 42 goals, an average of just under 5 per game. So things are rolling for Utah. They played some great hockey as of late, and Jake Barczewski has been outstanding in net. And despite Kansas City scoring 4 goals, he made some big-time highlight saves. And late in the second period, you can go to the Grizzlies' social media accounts to see the spectacular stop he made late in the second period. It's got to be the save of the week, maybe the save of the year. And, for the Grizzlies, that's probably the best save I've seen in quite some time. And the Grizzlies have got an NHLer here in recent memory in Trent Miner. And Miner made some great saves. I'm not entirely sure even Trent Miner made the kind of stop that we saw Jake Barczewski make late in the second period as he was laying on his side, and he just snatched it before it crossed the goal line as he was just kind of sprawling towards his left. Great times here at Maverik Center. We had a pretty good Saturday night crowd. Attendance tonight was 5,952. So about 800 more than what the Grizzlies had last night. The officiating, they called it pretty tight in the second period. They kind of let up a little bit more as the third period progressed. Kansas City went 1 for 7 on the power play. Grizzlies went 0 for 5. So Grizzlies didn't even win the special teams battle. And, the penalty kill, you're talking about going 6 of 7 on the night, which is pretty good, especially considering the Grizzlies came into play with a penalty kill of 65.4%. Kansas City did win the shot advantage by quite a wide margin, 38-24. For the Grizzlies, they did have a period after 2 periods, or they did have a lead after 2 periods, meaning the Grizzlies are now 8-0 on the season when leading after 2 periods. Obviously, with the 5 goals, the Grizzlies scored 4 or more, and Utah is now 11-1-1 when scoring 4 or more goals. It was a 1-goal victory for the Grizzlies tonight. They are now 3-2-3 in 1-goal games this season. Grizzlies pick up their 6th victory of the season when they've been outshot. And for the Grizzlies, against a pretty good Kansas City team. They're the defending Western Conference champions, and Kansas City will be right up there in the mix again this season. But for the Grizzlies to get a 3-goal victory, scoring 5 unanswered late last night, and then coming away, and really they had to earn the 2 standings points based on what we saw from Kansas City and the effort they put forth in the 3rd period to try to climb back into the game. And what can you say about Barczewski, Keaton Mastrodonato, Neil Shea and company, as the Grizzlies really earned the 2 standings points here tonight. Other finals in the Mountain Division, Florida throttles Idaho 6-1 as Florida takes 2 out of 3 games in that series. Tahoe scores 3 unanswered in the 3rd period. They defeat Rapid City 6-4. Fort Wayne defeats Tulsa 5-3, and in overtime, Wichita gets a 2-1 victory over the Allen Americans. The New York Islanders score 2 unanswered 3rd period goals, and they get a 2-1 road victory over the Utah Hockey Club. Nick Schmaltz scored 1:13 into the 2nd period to break the scoreless tie. Brock Nelson scored 3:36 into the 3rd period to tie it up, and then Matthew Barzal scored the game winner 18:35 into the 3rd. And so the Islanders come away with a 2-1 victory. It was the first game for Connor Ingram in net since early November. And Ingram saved 30 of 32. He played a solid game, but the Islanders outshot the Hockey Club 13-7 in the 3rd period. And the New York Islanders come away with a 2-1 victory over the Utah Hockey Club. Utah is now 1-2 in their current season-long homestand. Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, lost 3-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. Connor Hellebuyck picked up his 3rd shutout against Colorado. Here at Maverik Center, we saw a fun one as the fans are still filing out. What a great effort it was by Ryan Kanasewicz's crew. They knew it was going to be a tough one against Kansas City. It got physical at times, and because of that, I think that was why we saw things get tightened up by the officiating crew, and they called a tight one here tonight, mostly to try to keep the peace. Kansas City did win the special teams battle, but the Grizzlies come away with the victory as Utah is now 2-3 against Kansas City this season. Once again, the 3 stars, Jake Barczewski, who saved 34 of 38. He's the 3rd star. Keaton Mastrodonato with 2 goals, including the empty netter game winner, 17:53 in. Mastrodonato was a +2 tonight. Neil Shea, who was also a +2. He had 1 goal and 2 assists, and he's the number 1 star. Dashke, Mastrodonato, and Shea reach a +2 for the Grizzlies in the victory. Luke Manning led Utah with 4 shots tonight. He ended the night with 1 assist. For Kansas City, Jackson Berezowski had 1 goal and 1 assist. Casey Carew and Cade Borchard each had 2 assists. Jake Barczewski with the victory. His record goes to 4-3 on the season. He is 4-1 over his last 5 starts. Well, it was a fun homestand for the Grizzlies, picking up 2 key victories. Next week, they will be on the road. They will have 4 games in 5 days in the Central Division. Grizzlies will be in Cincinnati on Wednesday night. And, as Bill Belichick once said, we're on to Cincinnati, as Grizzlies will face the Cyclones for the only time this season. Then the Grizzlies will head to Bloomington for their first matchup with the Bison. There will be a 3-game series. Friday and Saturday will be at 6 o'clock, and Sunday, January 19th, that will be a 2 o'clock Mountain Time Zone start. I will be hanging out at the Grizz Cave, I believe, for this next road trip. Hopefully Cincinnati and Bloomington have good remote feeds that I can somehow, some way be able to describe the action for you. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center. as we were really offered a treat. A great 5-4 game. Everybody in attendance got their money's worth. Remember, the next Grizzlies home game will be on January 24th. That's going to be a Friday, an AFC Friday, where tickets start at just $12 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Once again, in 2 hours and 38 minutes, and in front of a good crowd of 5,952, the Utah Grizzlies come away with a gut check 5-4 victory as they sweep the Kansas City Mavericks in a 2-game set. Utah in the series outscored Kansas City 10-6. Next broadcast will be on Wednesday night. Face-off will be at about 5:30 in the Mountain Time Zone. Coverage begins at 5:15. Until then, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. We're just here pursuing our dream, and hopefully someday, somehow, we will join Adrian Denny, who called the 2 Utah Hockey Club games. He filled in for Mike Folta. Hopefully someday I'll join Mike Folta and Adrian Denny over in the big league. Hopefully someday my dream will come true. Utah gets a 5-4 victory over the Kansas City Mavericks. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.